I beat gods of destruction. Traveling to the 6th universe of Dragon Ball, Subai awakened the conqueror system. Chapter 1. Ding! Congratulations to the host, beat hit. Get rewards, power increase by 100 times. Subai stood quietly in the air, looking at the distressed purple figure in front of him. It is the number 1 killer of the 6th universe, hit. Ding! Conqueror system triggered. Because of defeating Hit, Hit will always surrender to the host. At this moment, Hit, who was full of embarrassment, changed his eyes, and looked at Subai full of respect. Here you are. Subai casually threw a fairy bean to Hit. Now you are my subordinate, heal your wounds first. Obey. Master. Hit bowed in response, without any hesitation, he ate the unidentified beans directly. In the next second, Hit's injury was fully healed, visible to the naked eye. The power of the master is amazing. Hit praised. Nothing. Subai waved his hand, signaling Hit to be quiet. Subai needs to feel his own strength first. Subai took a deep breath. Hit's power was 100 times that of normal, allowing his power to reach a whole new level. It's much stronger than when it conquered Frost. Subai narrowed his eyes slightly. He still remembered that when he defeated Frost, it was normal to reward the opponent 100 times. With a casual punch, the space around Subai faintly trembled. Hit on the side couldn't help being shocked. The master actually had such a terrifying power. If the master had used such strength just now, he wouldn't be able to hold it for even a second. Ding! It is detected that the host has conquered the 6th universe strongest, Hit. Ding! Detect the 6th universe, more than 50% of the life completely surrendered to the host. Ding! Congratulations to the host, you have unlocked the achievement of the master of the 6th universe. Ding! 6th Lord of the universe, please choose a divine skill. At the moment when Subai was experimenting with his own strength, the system's continuous prompt sounded. The Lord of the 6th universe. Subai pondered and looked at this achievement. The Lord of the 6th universe, all creatures, non-gods, of the 6th universe will unconditionally surrender to their hosts. All natives of the 6th universe, including the 6th universe itself, will be immune to magic, destruction, sealing, erasure and other effects. Subai's eyelids twitched slightly. The achievement of the master of the 6th universe is quite interesting. With his protection, even if Zeno wants to destroy the 6th universe, he has to kill them one by one instead of erasing them directly. Look at my god's skill to choose. After Subai figured out the title, he looked at the god's skill. God's skill optional. Creation, the power of Supreme Kai can create life-rich planets and characters. Destruction, the power of gods of destruction, relying on instinct to stimulate combat power, has endless power. Vegeta calls it egoism. Freedom of mind, Angel's divine skill has the ability to dodge himself. Kai Kai Mokibo, capable of stealing the opponent's magic power, the 7th universe Supreme Kai is used to seal Mo Luo's divine skill. Resurrection, God's skill, you can resurrect any human being at will. Rewind time by 3 minutes, Angel's divine skill can make time go back 3 minutes. Body immobilization, God's technique of immobility, powerful enough to immobilize Super Blue Saiyan. Seeing all kinds of divine skills, Subai shook his head slightly. Many god skills are biased towards the auxiliary type, and cannot be blessed in battle. There are only 2 divine skills that purely improve combat effectiveness, self-intention and free intention. Self-consciousness, he saw it when he read comics before time travel. Cast out by Vegeta, claiming to have unlimited energy, relying on instinct to attack. Needless to say, he relied on instinct to dodge. In other words, it is a choice between attack and dodge. Of course it is ZZGE. Perhaps the incomplete ZZGE has the defect of weak attack power. However, with the complete freedom of mind, the attack power is not weak at all. And I remember that in the comics, when Vegeta uses self-intention, he has no ability to dodge and can only head-to-head. Soon, because of the serious injury, he lost the ability to fight. Before you have a certain defense, it's too dangerous to trade your own will. Without hesitation, Subai chose ZZGE. No matter how you say it, with ZZGE, you are already invincible. Ding! Congratulations to the host, you have acquired a complete divine skill. Ultra Instinct. A mysterious force rose from Subai's body, and he felt a different feeling. Hit, punch me, use your flash time. Subai looked at Hit. Hi. Hit was taken aback. He thought he had heard wrong. When you use flash, hit me. Subai repeated. Yes. Master. Hit took a deep breath, although he didn't understand why Subai wanted to do it himself. However, he completely obeys Subai. Coming. Flash. In an instant, Hit's fist appeared in front of Subai. As for Subai, he closed his eyes and didn't even look at it. Swish. One sideways, easily dodged Hit's attack. Impossible. Hit couldn't believe it. With his flash time, combined with his assassination skills, he can punch countless punches within 0.1 second. Moreover, the two are so close, Hit is confident that he can hit even the legendary gods of destruction. But it never occurred to Subai that he avoided this blow in the two situations of flashing and close range. Such a reaction speed has exceeded his imagination. Subai smiled slightly. There really is something about this skill. Even if it is normal, they already have a certain ability to dodge. If you transform into the state of free and extreme intention again, I am afraid it will be even stronger. Okay, Hit, let's go first. Subai put his hand on Hit's body. Instant transmission. Whoosh. The two disappeared in place. Instant transmission is a skill presented by the system when Subai activates the system. At this moment, in the deep space of the 6th universe, Vados is flying rapidly with Kampa. Vados, where do we choose 5 players for this competition against the 7th universe? Chapter 2. Vados, what do you think is the right place for us to choose 5 players for this competition against the 7th universe? During the universe flight, Kampa asks Vados. The two people who practiced with Master Beerus are both Saiyans. Vados whispered. So, Master Kampa, we can also find a Saiyan to compete. Huh? You're right. Kampa nodded. As twin universes, our universe should also have Saiyan. Vados, hurry up. Find out for me, where does Saiyan from our universe live? Yes. Master Kampa. Vados nodded, and then took out the angel scepter. Moments later, Vados finished probing. Master Kampa, Saiyan of our universe lives on planet Sharda. Ruled by the king of Saiyan, Subai. Oh? Subai. Kampa nodded. Then go to him directly and ask him to hand over the strongest Saiyan. Otherwise, I'll show him some color. Vados nodded non-committally. As gods of destruction, within the 6th universe, Kampa has the absolute right to speak. Let alone a Saiyan king, even if Kampa destroys the entire Saiyan group, no one dares to say anything. Let's go to planet Sharda. Whoosh. Under Kampa's command, the two headed towards the planet Sharda. At this moment, on the planet Sharda. Welcome home, Master. As soon as Subai landed, countless Saiyans bowed down to greet him. Looking at the 3 leaders of Saiyan, Gabe, Caulifla, and Kale, Subai nodded in satisfaction. As early as 10 years ago, he ruled the planet Saiyan, and the 3 of Gabe have also been greatly improved, far stronger than in the original book. Kair has mastered the power of Chuanchao early on, he has not gone berserk, and his character is no longer cowardly, he is completely a qualified fighter. You continue to practice, I still have things to do. Subai waved his hand. Yes. Master. The 3 responded in unison. Afterwards, Subai led Hit into the lounge. Hey, Gabe, what do you think is that purple monster behind the master? Caulifla whispered to Gabe. I don't know, but I can feel that he has a lot of energy. Gabe frowned slightly. Using the breath induction method taught by Subai, he could feel that Hit's strength was somewhat terrifying. How strong is it? Kale was a little unconcerned. How strong can it be? Is it stronger than our fighting nation? I don't know, I'll only know after I fight. Gabe pondered. Forget it, let's not talk about this. Caulifla, have you broken through to Deep Blue? No, it's too difficult. Caulifla shook her head. I even doubt whether there is such a realm above Kaelin. I feel that Kaelin is the limit. The master said there is, so there must be. It must be that our cultivation is not enough. Gabe whispered. It seems that we have to work harder to practice. Well, let's go, let's practice. The 3 hit it off and walked towards the practice room. After Subai ruled Saiyan, he surpassed Saiyan to deep blue. So far, all the realms that have appeared in the official comics have been listed. It has been used by his own men to practice. And Gabe and Caulifla are worthy of being famous characters in the original book, and they have both reached the super blue state. But it is a bit difficult to go further. In the lounge, Subai gestured for Hit to stand beside him. Hit, I now make you my protector, accept my power and don't resist. Subai said to Hit. Yes. Heather nodded. Subai's conqueror system gave him 2 Dharma protectors. Acting as his protector, you can get endless benefits. Among them, the potential is fully developed. Frost and Sayonel are currently serving as guardians. Sayonel, who appeared in the original Tournament of Power, is one of the 2 combined Namek people of the 6th universe. In this world, under the command of Subai, all the Namek people became one person, Sayonel. All the Namek people are united, which is naturally far more powerful than Sayonel in the original book. System, remove Frost's guardian position. Subai gave an order. Since there are only 2 guardian positions in total, if Hit is assigned a guardian position, one will naturally be removed. Although, under the cultivation of Subai, Frost's strength is not what it used to be, and even his personality has changed. But, perhaps because of the original work, Subai still doesn't have a good impression of Frost. Therefore, this time, Frost was directly deprived of his position as a guardian. Ding! Frost's guardian position has been lifted. Please ask the host to order a new guardian. Killer Hittite. Subai whispered. Ding! Warden orders complete, hit the killer. Boom! The moment it was just completed, the power of Killer Hit skyrocketed. This. Hit looked at his hands in disbelief. My strength is actually. Get used to it. Subai nodded. This is a reward for you as a protector. Yes. Master. Hit bowed his head. After Subai arranged these things, he soon received a call from Universe. It's Frost Legion high-tech that enables video calls across universes. Master. Something is wrong. The power you bestowed on me is gone. Frost's frightened face appeared on the big screen in Subai's lounge. Don't panic, I cancelled it. Subai whispered. So that's the case, the subordinates know. Frost said respectfully, no longer frightened. Those conquered by Subai are 100% loyal and dare not act rashly. Hang up if you have nothing to do. Subai ordered. Yes. Frost hung up the phone. Before Subai could take a break, a soldier rushed over immediately. Report. Master. Something is wrong, someone has invaded our planet Sharda. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, April 29 to May 3. Chapter 3. Who is better, Kampa or Subai? Report. Master. Something is wrong. Someone has invaded our planet Sharda. A Saiyan soldier rushed into Subai's rest room in a panic. Someone invaded us. Subai frowned. In the 6th universe, does anyone dare to provoke him? His status as the master of the 6th universe is enough to make all the non-spiritual beings in the 6th universe surrender and dare not resist. Could it be that the one who provoked me was a god? Subai closed his eyes, sensed his breath, and found that he really couldn't sense the other party. It seems that it is indeed a god, and I don't know which god it is. Interesting. Subai stood up slowly, dodged a few times, and flew out. What a Sharda planet! What a Saiyan! On the planet Sharda, Kampa opened his hands, gathering a purple energy bomb in one hand. Behind him, Vados was standing with an indifferent expression on his face. In front of him were the rather embarrassed Gabe and Caulifla. I think a few people have just fought a game, and it ended in the failure of Gabe and Caulifla. You dare to provoke me, do you know who I am? Kampa's face was not very good looking. You fat cat, you were the one who provoked us first. Caulifla glared at Kampa. Even though because of Subai, Caulifla's temper is much better than the original one. But in the face of the enemy, she is not polite at all. A condescending attitude, and bluntly said that he wants to see our king. Is our king something you can meet casually? You say I'm fat. Kampa seemed to have been stepped on his tail. Vados can say he is fat, that's because Vados is angel. But this doesn't mean that a random mortal can say that he is fat. Aren't you fat? Caulifla glared at Kampa, she didn't know what it meant to be afraid. Ha ha ha. Kampa laughed angrily. A group of ants and mortals dare to call me fat. Didn't you just say that your king is not something I can see if I want to? Okay. I'll let your king beg me on his knees later. Chi. Caulifla spat. Brother, don't just drink, remember to eat some peanuts. Why don't you believe it? Kampa sneered. Now, let me tell you, my identity. I am the gods of destruction, Kampa. Gods of destruction? Caulifla scratched her head. What the hell? However, Gabe's expression changed. He often participated in the defense of the universe, so he knows some secrets. Gods of destruction Kampa, that is the strongest god in the sixth universe. Do you know who gods of destruction is? Caulifla glanced at the excited Gabe. Yes. We seem to have provoked a very important character. Gabe's face was a little ugly. No wonder, the two of us are not rivals. Cut. Anyway, the master is powerful, what are you afraid of? Caulifla scratched her head indifferently. No, not necessarily, although the master is very powerful, gods of destruction is the strongest god. Gabe gritted his teeth. Gabe is very worried about the gap between god and man. Can Subai really beat Kampa? Ha ha ha, you know you're scared now, don't you? Seeing Gabe's worried expression, Kampa laughed out loud. This is it. This is how others should face gods of destruction. Fear the gods. I see that you are quite remorseful, as long as you let the king of Saiyan come and kowtow to me a few times. The purple energy in Kampa's hand has shrunk a lot, and it can be seen that he has changed his mind now. Please beg me for mercy, I will bypass you and not destroy your planet Sharda. Bah! Caulifla spit. Even though Gabe told her a lot, she still felt that gods of destruction was nothing special, not as good as her own master. You want our master to beg for mercy? You're dreaming. A voice came from far away. Come on, one of the three strongest Saiyans in the sixth universe, Kale. Kal, you're finally here. Caulifla was finally relieved to see someone coming. Sister, didn't you say you wanted to compete with Gabe? Kair walked over. I just left for a moment, how did I become like this, what happened? Damn, Gabe and I were discussing that, and this fat cat rushed over, yelling to see the owner. Caulifla said angrily. Is he the one who sees the master whenever he wants? I asked him to be more polite, but he still refuses to accept it. And then there was a fight. But as you can see, neither Gabe nor I are opponents. Caulifla rubbed her hands together and laughed twice. Although she said that she lost, she was also quite open, saying whatever she had. Oh? How dare this fat cat speak ill of its master? Kale gave Kampa a cold look. You call me a fat cat again? Kampa was furious. The Saiyans on this planet really don't know good from bad. I have already given them a chance. Okay. Then you will destroy planet Sharda together. Kampa flew directly into the sky, and the destructive energy in his hands gathered wildly. My patience is here. Oops. Gabe's face changed drastically. Miss Kale, the other party is gods of destruction, you. So what about gods of destruction? Kale curled his lips in disdain. As Chuanchao, she has a rather conceited personality. Show me how strong the gods of destruction are. Kale let out a roar, and the muscles all over his body soared. The hair also turned green and passed towards Kampa. Stupid humans, you have to pay for your egos. Kampa put his hand in front of him, and threw out a destructive energy directly. Roar! As a Chuanchao, Kair's skin is rough and thick, so he is naturally fearless, and directly hits the destructive energy head-on. Boom! A huge energy explosion created thick smoke. Stupid humans! Kampa sneered. Hard resistance to destructive energy, the opponent has absolutely no chance of surviving. However, Kampa doesn't know that the sixth universe is different now. The Lord of the sixth universe has been born. Lord of the sixth universe, all natives of the sixth universe, including the sixth universe itself, will be immune to magic, destruction, sealing, erasure, and more. Chapter 4. I am the King of Saiyan. After destroying the energy with one blow, Kampa let down his vigilance. After all, he didn't think that the other party could resist destruction. Roar! The moment Kampa let down his vigilance, Kyle came oncoming. Kampa's head was grabbed with one slap. What? Kampa was shocked, but the other party was unscathed. Vados, who had been standing behind him, completely indifferent, was also a little surprised now. The destruction of gods of destruction is actually ineffective. Unprepared Kampa was caught in the head by Kale directly. Good job, Carl. Caulifla waved her hands excitedly. Worthy of being my own sister. Roar! Kale roared, grabbing Kampa's head and pressing it to the ground. This is Chuan Xiao's classic move, pressing the opponent's head down, acting like a bulldozer. Bastard! What do you want to do? Kampa seemed to have sensed Kale's thoughts, and Kampa erupted instantly. The powerful energy knocked Kale back several meters. After all, Kampa is the gods of destruction. Apart from being serious, even if it is passed over Kyle, it is a little weak. But Kale naturally does not stop there. The scariest part of Chuanchao is its rough skin and thick flesh. Kampa's aura, if hit on ordinary people, might be able to cause harm. But for Kale, it's just scratching the surface. Roar! Kale, who was bounced off, roared and rushed towards Kampa again. It's tough. Kampa frowned. This guy has thick skin, and his normal attacks are meaningless to him. And the best sabotage, I don't know what happened today, but it didn't work. What a headache. However, that's all. Kampa can't hurt Kale, but Kale is behind Kampa in every aspect. It's only for being beaten. However, this guy is quite powerful. Kampa sighed while fighting. If you can pull this Saiyan over to play against 7th universe, it should be stable, right? Thinking of this, Kampa decided to get serious. After all, apart from destruction, he still has some trump cards. Girl, it seems that if I don't teach you a lesson, you don't understand what rules are. With one kick from Kampa, Kyr was kicked out. Ah! Although Kale flew out, he let out a low growl, and the strength of his whole body skyrocketed again. About to rush to Kampa again. Humph! Kampa snorted coldly, and the purple light all over his body rose. Taking advantage of the moment Kale was knocked into the air, Kampa also exploded with his strength. The powerful force of gods of destruction struck, making both Kale and Caulifla take a few steps back. What a strong aura! Caulifla could not help but narrow her eyes. Although she couldn't sense the opponent's aura, she could still vaguely tell from the huge aura that the opponent was indeed very strong. As for Gabe, his complexion was also ugly. Gods of destruction is gods of destruction, and it's awesome. This powerful force is really daunting. Saiyan, you are very good. Kampa maintained his strong strength, and slowly stretched out his right hand, aiming at the oncoming Kale. I appreciate you very much. I have decided that in view of your excellent performance, I will not destroy your home. As long as you apologize to me well, admit that you were wrong, and join me in a competition. I can act as if nothing ever happened, which is the kindness of gods of destruction. Having said all this, Kampa took the initiative. In an instant, he rushed in front of Kale. Boom! With one punch, before Kale could hit him, Kampa punched him with almost full strength, directly hitting Kale's abdomen. Cough! Kyr coughed lightly, and some sour water came out. Kampa sneered as he looked at Kale, who was bending over in pain. The dignity of God is not allowed to be provoked by mortals. Remember the pain now. One more time. Kampa wanted to say some harsh words, but Kale had recovered, and punched Kampa directly in the face with a backhand. Chuanchao, the more you fight, the braver you are. Kale will only get stronger as the battle goes on. Pain, what is it? Boom! Kale's punch actually knocked Kampa into the air. Wow! Vados couldn't help chuckling as he watched from behind. Master Kampa, I have already said that you should exercise, but now you can't even beat a human being. Shut up, Vados! Kampa was furious. I was just being careless, who said I couldn't beat her? Kampa turned over in the air, and instantly adjusted her body shape. Damn human, let me suffer such a great humiliation. Kampa looked at Kale who was oncoming again, got up directly, and flew over the planet Sharda. Originally, he still wanted to play, but now he has no patience. He wants to directly destroy the entire Sharda planet. He doesn't want to care about the 7th universe match. Now, he only wants to destroy the planet Sharda, and he will be ashamed. Destroy. Arriving directly above the planet Sharda, Kampa stretched out his hand, and a huge group of destructive energy gathered together. Stupid mortals, go to hell and repent. Boom. Kampa didn't show any mercy, just destroyed it and smashed it down. In his mind, even if the destruction is not effective for that person, it should be effective for the entire planet, right? But the title of Lord of the 6th universe affects everything in the entire 6th universe, including planets. Although the damage hit the planet Sharda, it was of no use at all. What? It didn't work? Kampa was stunned. What's going on here? My destruction turned out to be. Even Vados has a hint of doubt. What happened to gods of destruction today? Just when the two were puzzled, a voice came from behind them. Gods of destruction, angel. This sound startled the two of them. They didn't realize when the other party appeared behind them. Moreover, this is the universe space, it is impossible for human beings to survive in the universe space. Who? Kampa turned his head hastily. I am what you are looking for, the king of the Saiyan clan. Subai said flatly. Chapter 5. I am what you are looking for, the king of the Saiyan clan. Subai stood behind Vados and Kampa, said calmly. Surviving in the universe space, Subai exchanged it in the system mall 5 years ago. After all, he didn't want to let himself have that kind of fatal weakness. As for speaking in the universe space, he directly condensed the energy and passed it into the ear of the other party. You. When did you appear behind me? Kampa panicked. Even Vados was a little surprised, how on earth did this happen? Is it so fast that neither angel nor gods of destruction can detect it? No, absolutely impossible. Maybe beyond gods of destruction is possible, but beyond angel? What are you kidding? I'm good at speed. Faced with Kampa's question, Subai just smiled and didn't want to explain anything. In fact, after Kampa left the 6th universe, Subai completely started the plan to conquer the 6th universe. In the first step, in order to prevent being detected by Vados, he specially exchanged some skills in the system wall. The purpose of these skills is to shield the detection of the gods, such as Angel Scepter, or Supreme Kai's Orb. After completely blocking the observation of the gods, and gods of destruction in the 6th universe is no longer there. With lightning speed, Subai defeated all the strong players in the 6th universe. In this way, the house stealing is completed. The 6th universe, this is the change of owner. You boy. Kampa looked at Subai, who was neither humble nor overbearing. For some reason, he was very upset. This feeling, as if the other party robbed him of something, but he didn't know it. Master Kampa is gods of destruction, why did you hurt my companion? Subai ignored Kampa's words and just said to himself. I came very early, so I can see it in my eyes. You are wrong, and you are rude first. It's fine if you don't apologize, but you beat my subordinates, this matter. Let me be very dissatisfied. After finishing speaking, Subai looked directly at Kampa, his eyes were cold and murderous. Oh ho ho! Vados couldn't help laughing when he saw this. Master Kampa, I just said, you were a little rude before. Stop talking nonsense. Gods of destruction doesn't need to obey the rules. Kampa snorted coldly. In this universe, whoever has the biggest fist is the rule. After saying this, Kampa also looked at Subai coldly. Whoever has the bigger fist is the one who rules. So Master Kampa means to fight me. Subai turned his wrist. Boy, you Saiyans are in a mess. Looking at Subai now, Kampa spat. He remembered again, when he first came to planet Sharda, those two bastards. An Afro, a small man, two people insulting themselves. Especially that Afro. Then, that Kaier even shot himself flying. Let yourself suffer a great shame. Now, there is another king of Saiyan who not only does not apologize, but also has an arrogant attitude. Although it seems that Mr. Kampa is very respectful, he has an aura all over his body. It seems to be saying, if you don't apologize, I will do it. Our Saiyan needs to clean up. Subai pointed to himself and smiled. Kampa was also directly angry and glared at Subai. Of course. Being weak is the original sin. You are weaker than me, so you must respect me. Today, even you and planet Saiyan will be destroyed together. Oh? Then come on. Subai waved his hand, and white flames burst out. It's not free and extreme, it's just an ordinary burst of anger. If it was the former Subai, he would still hesitate. However, after gaining 100 times the power of Hit, he has nothing to fear. The power of normality is 100 times that of Hit. In this state, not to mention turning into a Super Saiyan, even just turning into a Super Saiyan, a 50-fold improvement is enough to rub against gods of destruction. Oh ho ho! Seeing Subai's anger, Vados laughed directly, with a taste of schadenfreude. It seems that Master Kampa has provoked someone who shouldn't be provoked. As an angel, Vados sensed that Subai's power is terrifying. It faintly means more than Kampa. Don't dare to mess with. There are people in the 6th universe that I don't dare to mess with. Kampa glared at Vados fiercely. Where you stand, watch how I teach this kid a lesson. Kampa has been dazzled by anger, his temper is already exploding, how can he endure being repeatedly provoked by human beings? The current him is full of anger, how can he carefully sense the strength of Subai's aura? Boom! Kampa is directly angry. A thick purple aura wrapped around him. Boy, you're lucky, my destruction won't work today. So, I don't have to destroy it. After saying these words, Kampa directly approached and punched out. Swish! Subai maintained a normal state, with his eyes slightly closed, and his body just leaned back slightly. Kampa's attack was a failure. What? Dodged. Kampa was a little surprised. Good boy, there is indeed something that can avoid my full blow. On the other hand, Vados' eyes lit up, as if he had discovered something extraordinary. No wonder you dare to provoke gods of destruction, this human being is really powerful. Vados whispered, but Kampa didn't hear it. Master Kampa, is this strength enough? After avoiding the punch, Subai just whispered lightly. You boy! Don't think that you can be proud of avoiding my blow. Looking at Subai who is understating in front of him, Kampa feels that he is out of breath. Boy, let me die. Kampa punched Subai in a flurry of punches. Don't look at the randomness of the punches, every punch is Kampa's full blow. Ordinary Kaelin, it is estimated that after 2 punches, he will lose the ability to move. Swish swish swish. However, Subai easily dodged all these countless random punches. You boy! Do you only dodge? Seeing that he missed a few tricks again, Kampa was in a hurry. The bastard! Damn it! Let me take the shot. Subai smiled lightly. I'm afraid that once I make a move, Lord Kampa will have no chance to make another move. Chapter 6. We, Saiyan, can transform. I'm afraid that Lord Kampa won't have a chance to make a move once I make a move. Hearing Subai's words, Kampa exploded. What did you say? This is simply a great shame. Saiyan in front of him, actually looks down on him so much? As a human being, he is so brazen, with an attitude that he can kill himself in seconds. Too arrogant. It's too arrogant. Boy, I think you are courting death. Kampa's purple light soared. Master Kampa, since I am so anxious to make a move, I would rather obey. Seeing the erupting Kampa, Subai just raised his hand slightly. Boom! After raising his hand, Subai just waved his hand. 3 powerful air currents rushed directly towards Kampa. So strong! Kampa was startled. Although he was angry, he could sense the terrifying power contained in these 3 streams of air. Whoosh! Kampa turned sideways, trying to avoid it. Swish! In the next second, Subai has appeared in front of Kampa. Master Kampa, it's really disappointing. It's just an ordinary 3 air blades, but it can actually make gods of destruction feel like an enemy. It seems that gods of destruction is nothing more than that. Kampa looked at Subai who suddenly appeared in front of him, and was shocked. The kid's speed was so fast that he didn't even see it clearly. Subai appeared in front of gods of destruction in an instant, stretched out his hand in front of him, and directly condensed an air bomb. Boom! At this time, the 3 chi blades finally arrived. Since Subai was standing in front of Kampa, these 3 air blades hit Subai's back. But these 3 air blades, which even gods of destruction Kampa feared, hit Subai, but they didn't arouse his reaction at all. This kid! Seeing this scene, Kampa's pupils narrowed slightly. This guy is a little too strong, right? Lord Kampa, are you still surprised? The corners of Subai's mouth raised. At this moment, the energy gathered in his hands has taken shape. You. Kampa wanted to say something else. Go. Subai threw the energy ball directly at close range. Boom. Kampa had no time to dodge the explosion at such close range. He was directly blown into a mess, with blood on the corner of his mouth. Yes, Subai's blow actually made Kampa bleed. Dignified gods of destruction, is this the only thing you can do? After a successful attack, Subai didn't chase after him, but just stood there, looking down at Kampa. You. Kampa clenched his fists angrily. He only felt that he had lived for tens of thousands of years, but this was the first time he was so humiliated. Starting from Kale, he was actually teased by a group of humans. Very good. Let me see it. Gods of Destruction's 100% power, how terrifying. Even if it destroys the sixth universe, I will not hesitate. Today, I will go all out. Boom. Huge energy source through Kampa. The purple energy surrounding him skyrocketed by about 30% again. Being repeatedly provoked by humans whom he despises, Kampa is already annoyed to the limit. At this moment, the distant sixth universe Supreme Kai. What power? Supreme Kai of the sixth universe was shocked. He hurriedly took out the magic crystal and observed it. This is Master Kampa shot with all his strength. It's over. Master Kampa isn't afraid of destroying the entire universe. The universe may not be able to withstand such a terrifying power. When the time comes, Zeno will blame it. Master Kampa has not thought about the consequences. Who on earth can force Master Kampa to use his full strength? The Supreme Kai of the sixth universe looked at the crystal, wanting to check the other party's information. However, it was discovered that the other party's information was completely hidden and could not be found at all. How did this happen? Sixth universe's Supreme Kai is circled. Near the planet Sharda, somewhere in the distant universe, Subai and Kampa are facing each other. Even if the sixth universe is destroyed. Subai sneered. With him, the master of the sixth universe, the current sixth universe is extremely strong. If it was before, Kampa shot with all his strength, maybe the sixth universe really couldn't bear it. However, after Subai becomes the master of the sixth universe, even if 10 Kampas add up, they can't destroy the sixth universe. Perhaps, Vados also noticed this, knowing that Kampa could not destroy the sixth universe, so he did not stop Kampa. Boy! Kampa's face was gloomy, and the purple flames all over his body had distorted his face. I will make your life miserable, including all Saiyans on planet Sharda. Really? Subai raised his eyebrows, not paying attention to the other party's threat at all. You can be proud now. Kampa took a deep breath. Swish! In an instant, without extra words, Kampa rushed directly to Subai. The speed was so fast that it caused an explosion directly in the universe space. Huge clumps of energy spread out from where Kampa shot. Around, countless asteroids were shattered by the aftermath of Kampa's energy. But the planet Sharda, which bears the brunt of the blow, has no problems at all and is intact as before. This is what looks like a fight. Subai waved his hand and punched him head-on. Boom! The fists of the two collided together. Boom! Larger energy fluctuations scattered from the place where the two punched each other. Good boy, you can actually fight me. Kampa looked at Subai, who was in a stalemate with him, and yelled. Fist! Subai suddenly laughed. I admit, you are a little stronger than I thought. But, not many. What did you say? Kampa was furious. This kid, he has shot with all his strength, how dare he speak wild words? Forget it, I'll let you learn more. Subai whispered. We Saiyan, all of us can transform. What? You can transform? Kampa's eyes widened. How can this be? Even without transforming, he is as strong as himself. After transforming. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, April 29 to May 3. Chapter 7. Transformation of Super Saiyan. Beat the gods of destruction. Even Vados was slightly moved. A human, to tie gods of destruction is an exaggeration. He even has a whole card. This. Really? When gods of destruction and angel hesitated. Look, my super race transformation. Subai and Kampa are still fighting together, that's this time. From the place where the two fisted, a golden flame slowly ignited. Golden flames ignited from the fist. Soon, Subai's whole body was wrapped. Ah! Intensified. Golden flames soared up, even illuminating the dark universe space. So strong. Vados couldn't help taking a few steps back. This guy, you're not kidding. He really has cards. On the planet Sharda, Gabe supported the injured Kale. Damn it, he actually ran into the universe space. Kale waved his hand angrily. Although she is Chuan Chao, she still can't survive in the universe space. Therefore, there is nothing she can do to watch Kampa fly out of the planet Sharda. It's okay, little sister, you've done a good job. Caulifla walked over. Me and Gabe are no opponents, at least you can fight him a few tricks. Let him also know that we Saiyan are not easy to mess with. But I can't beat it either. Kale suddenly became frustrated. If I can reach the second level of Chuan Chao, maybe I can defeat him. Oh, so are we, it's so useless. Caulifla also sighed. The enemy invaded our planet Sharda, and we failed to defeat each other. It's really embarrassing to the master. Gabe was also a little silent. Although the opponent is the powerful gods of destruction, they haven't fought, just haven't fought. Even the intruders can't be driven away, so how dare you say that you are the captain of the Sharda planetary defense team? All three blamed themselves a little. It seems that we need to work harder. Caulifla cheered up first. Gabe and I have to work hard to break through the Super Saiyan. Kyer, you also have to work hard to break through to the second order pass. That's right, we need to become stronger. Kale agreed. When we become stronger, whatever gods of destruction, God of destruction, come and let us destroy one. Yes. You must work harder. The battle with Kampa completely inspired the fighting spirit of the three. Just when the three of them were thinking and preparing to work harder. Boom! Huge energy fluctuations came from the universe space, shaking the entire planet Sharda. This is... The three raised their heads in horror, feeling the powerful aura in the universe. This breath. Caulifla and Kale turned from shock to worship. It's the master. It's the breath of the master transforming into Super Saiyan. The master has made a move. Is there any enemy in this universe that needs the master to transform? Could it be? The two looked at each other, and the result was self-evident. Gods of destruction, Kampa. Can the master beat it? Gabe looked at the sky sadly. He has limited vision and cannot see the universe. I'm sure I can beat it. Caulifla didn't care. Master is just transforming into the first stage of Super Saiyan. For Master, this can only be regarded as a warm-up. Hearing this, Gabe felt much relieved. Indeed, the first level of Super Saiyan is only the most basic. Subai didn't even change the Super Saiyan, which means he hasn't taken it seriously yet. I hope the Master can win. All three were on the planet Sharda, praying for Subai. In universe space. You, what transformation are you? Looking at the glittering Subai, Kampa panicked. At this moment, no matter how angry Kampa was, he calmed down after sensing Subai's huge aura. This guy is already strong enough to surpass gods of destruction. Our Saiyan's basic transformation, Super Saiyan. Subai said lightly. Hearing Subai's words, Kampa and Vados were a little surprised. Basic transformation. Does it mean that there are higher level transformations? The two looked at each other. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. One transformation will crush gods of destruction, another one, wouldn't it be? Lord Kampa, we have to settle our accounts carefully. After transforming into Super Saiyan, Subai looked at Kampa coldly. His. Feeling Subai's gaze, Kampa couldn't help but take a few steps back. This look is really scary. Boy, Kampa just opened his mouth. Whoosh! Subai has disappeared in place. Who's that? Kampa was startled, and was about to say something. Ah! A mouthful of blood was spit out. Kampa, hurt. It was Subai who had appeared in front of Kampa and punched him in the stomach. I don't want to hear your apology, let alone your explanation. Subai pumped out his fist. Ahem. As Subai's fist was pulled out, Kamba coughed up a few mouthfuls of blood again in pain. As you said, whoever has the biggest fist is right. Subai glanced at the embarrassed Kamba lightly. Since I'm better than you, then you have to settle the matter that you offended me today. After saying this, Subai immediately turned around and kicked Kamba's head with a whip leg. Ah! With a scream, Kamba was kicked out immediately. Whoosh! Subai did not intend to let the opponent go, seeing Kamba flying out, he directly bullied him. Bang bang bang! Subai, who is moving at a high speed, chases Kamba in a row. But for a moment, Kamba was beaten and hurt all over. Alas! Vados, who had been watching the battle, sighed helplessly. She was going to make a move, after all, if it continued, Kamba might be killed. As Kamba's angel, if Kamba dies, she will also lose her mobility. Although you can't fight people, it's okay to protect Kamba. Chapter 8. Vados makes a move. Protect the Kambas. Bang bang bang! Subai chases after Kamba and fights. Every move, without the slightest softness, punches are fatal. That is, gods of destruction, rough-skinned and thick-fleshed, if you change someone, I don't know how many times I have died. Ha! With a kick, Subai directly kicked Kamba upwards, and then gathered his hands in front of him. Try this! Boom! Huge energies go to Kamba. At this time, Vados appeared in front of Kamba in an instant, and then tapped with the scepter. Ding! Like water drops falling into a calm river, causing ripples. With a little power, it can easily neutralize Subai's Qigong cannon. Oh! Angel! Subai retracted his posture and looked at Vados. Let's stop here. Vados took out the scepter, tapped it lightly, and Kamba, who was covered in bags, instantly returned to normal. The corners of Subai's eyes twitched slightly. This is also a divine technique, recovery technique. At that time, in the selection of the system, there was also this skill, but he felt that it was too tasteless, so he had no choice. After all, he had Cyandu. Thank you, Vados. Kamba glanced at Vados gratefully, and then at Subai with resentment. This boy dared to beat himself violently. Although it is true that I am not as skilled as others, this kid is really too much. Oh! Sensing Kamba's gaze, Subai sneered. Vados, you saw it too, he's still not convinced. Vados. Master Kamba, you are really worrying. When you come to my planet, you first speak rudely. Subai looked at the two of them. After that, he shot and injured my subordinates again, and now I have beaten him up, but he still refuses to accept it. Look at the look in Kamba's eyes. I guess if I let him go, he will definitely want to get revenge on me afterwards. There was an inexplicable flash in Kamba's eyes. He really thought about running away now, waiting for the damage to recover in a few days, and then coming back to beat these Saiyans violently. Vados, tell me, such an enemy, can I let him go? Subai looked directly at Vados. But he is the gods of destruction. Vados remained indifferent. The gods of destruction holds the balance of the universe. If the gods of destruction falls, the balance of the universe will be broken. Our angel's duty is to protect the balance of the universe. I will not sit by and watch you kill gods of destruction. Hearing this, Subai raised his eyebrows. Creation and destruction, like life and death, are two sides of one universe. For a universe to function properly, these two must be in balance. Therefore, gods of destruction and Supreme Kai are equally important. Humph, kid. Are you still proud? Kamba hid behind Vados and made a face at Subai. I'll make it clear, when I return to the gods of destruction world and take a good rest for a few days, I'll come and destroy you unmannered Saiyans. Self-protected by Vados, Kamba is now somewhat unscrupulous. As for Kamba's words, Vados frowned slightly, but didn't say much. As for Subai, he sneered. Vados, you angel can't shoot at will, because you can't break the balance of universe. Subai asked a question. Yes, whether it is good or evil, we angel must maintain neutrality and balance. Vados nodded. If we take one side or the other, we will perish by breaking neutrality. Subai understood that, just like the Mara chapter in the original book, Myers stood in the camp of good because of his kind heart. In the end, it just disappeared. Normal shooting, doesn't it affect anything? Subai asked. Yes, as long as it doesn't disturb the balance of the universe, it's just to learn from others, and it won't affect Angel. Vados replied as usual. Hey! Vados, why are you listening to that kid like that? Kamba was upset. Why is my own Angel acting like serving the other party? What annoys him? Subai nodded. It seems that as long as Zeno doesn't give up the universe, Angel will do his best to keep the balance of the universe. If Zeno gave up a universe, then Angel would definitely be the first to turn his face and run away. That's how it is. Subai shook his hand. You fight me, you win and I let Kampa go. I win, and Kampa is at my disposal. That's what you said, big fists make sense. So, don't talk nonsense with me, talk with your fists. Kampa? Kampa suspects that something is wrong with his ears. Did he hear correctly? There are humans who want to challenge Angel? Ha ha ha, kid, do you know what you're talking about? Kampa laughed directly and held his stomach. You bastard, you have to pay for your arrogance. Kampa has already made up his mind, even though Vados cannot kill people because of the rules, he can stun his opponent. As long as Vados hits and knocks Subai out, he will directly destroy Subai. Let this arrogant guy die. Do you really want to fight? Unlike Kampa's wild laughter, Vados frowned and looked at Subai with a solemn expression. Is it okay if I ask Master Kampa to apologize to you? Oh? Apologize to me? Subai thought for a moment. Okay, kneel down and kowtow 3 times for me. Having said that, Vados' expression became more dignified. How could the aloof gods of destruction kowtow to humans? Not to mention Kampa's temper is so hot, it is impossible to apologize. Then, kowtow 10 heads to each of my subordinates who were injured by you before. Subai continued. Vados. If it is said that kowtow to Subai, Vados still feels a little hopeful. But kowtow to those 3 before. Go ahead and dream, bastard. Kampa exploded instantly. The previous Kyr, let him be humiliated and beat him into the air. How could he kowtow to Kyr to admit his mistake? You boy, if I don't kill you, I'm already giving you face. Sure enough, it's impossible for Master Kampa to apologize. Vados shook his head helplessly. Then let's fight, Subai, you have to show mercy. Be merciful? You are Angel, do I still need to be merciful? Subai chuckled lightly. Angel, it's also gender specific. I'm a girl. Vados smiled playfully at Subai. Chapter 9. For Vados' playfulness, Subai's heart didn't fluctuate a bit. It's just because, in that wisecrack, Subai felt the crisis. Yes, it seems that Vados is acting cute, but the other party is secretly gathering strength. Absolutely not to be underestimated. What a Vados, to actually use the crooked way of charm. Subai snorted coldly. Kampa glanced at Vados in surprise. Are you kidding? Angel needs to use charm to deal with humans? Master Kampa, this Subai is not easy, and I may not be sure to defeat him. Seemingly aware of Kampa's doubts, Vados explained. So, I want to charm and see if the other party has any flaws. It seems that no. What? Hearing Vados' words, Kampa gasped. What a joke! Can this guy stand shoulder to shoulder with Angel? Trouble? Vados, don't make fun of me, this kind of joke is not funny at all. Kampa felt his legs tremble a little. Offending an angel-level combat power, even if he is gods of destruction, he will feel scared. Am I the kind to joke around? Vados whispered. Kampa was silent. Yes, Vados is Angel. Maybe they will be rowdy about insignificant things, but at critical moments. Vados still never mess around. Then what? Kampa bared his teeth. I'll try to beat him, Vados responded. If possible, bring this guy over to fight 7th universe, we will win. Kampa suggested. Vados. It's this time, are you still thinking about the group arena? Have you said enough? Subai shook his hand. Enough talking, I'm going to do it. Come on. Vados no longer communicated with Kampa, but looked at Subai seriously. She hasn't fought seriously for a long time. Whoosh! The moment the battle started, Subai dodges and charged towards Vados. He doesn't know how to pity the fragrance and cherish the jade. Since he was going to fight, he would not show mercy. Whoosh whoosh. Rushing in front of Vados, Subai hit Vados' head with several consecutive moves. The trick is deadly. Each of these punches is a move that has just beaten Kampa into a mess. But in front of Vados, they were all dodged. Angel's divine skills can be triggered freely. Dodge all of Subai's attacks. Good fight. Kampa stood behind him and shouted excitedly. After all, he is gods of destruction, he still has some vision. He could see that Vados had the upper hand now. Subai's attack was useless. Haha, let me just say, how can a human who is almost the same as me beat him, Angel? Vados, this guy knows how to scare me. Kampa was completely relieved. Steady. Get ready to collect Subai's body. When Vados knocks Subai unconscious, he shoots himself and kills him directly. Asshole. Whoosh whoosh. After several attacks, Subai failed to hit the opponent with a single move. Swish. Vados retreated a distance to Subai. Are you still coming? Vados looked at Subai. Come on, of course. Subai shook his hand. This level is not even a warm-up. Subai felt that the blood of Saiyan in his body was boiling. How long has it been since you took a serious shot? Normally, he is enough to defeat 99% of opponents. He really longed for such an evenly matched opponent for too long. The desire to fight became more and more intense in his body. By the way, Vados, you are much better than I thought, and I was pleasantly surprised. Subai smiled at Vados. Haha, boy, how dare you? Kampa laughed beside him until his stomach ached. Is this guy crazy? Being suppressed and beaten by Vados, how dare you speak wild words? Beerus is not as tough as his mouth. As for Vados, she couldn't laugh at all, because she could feel it. There is a lot of energy in Subai. This battle, just as Subai said, has just begun. Before that, Subai always thought that Angel was at most 50% stronger than gods of destruction. Because, he still remembered that the author kissed him before time travel in the previous life. If Beerus is 10, Whis is 15. Although Kampa and Vados are not Beerus and Whis, they are gods of destruction and Angel after all, not too much. At most, it will float in the range of 1. Beerus is 1 stronger than Kampa, and Vados is 1 stronger than Whis. Although there is no specific data, Subai thinks it is similar. Even if there is a gap, it won't be too big. Then using this combat power to convert, Angel is about 50% stronger than gods of destruction. So, in Super Saiyan state, Subai easily ravages gods of destruction. From Subai's point of view, no matter how bad it is, Chao Sai can still tie with Angel, or be inferior. However, after some competition just now, Subai discovered that it was not the same thing at all. His Super Saiyan status is no match for Vados at all. Not only is it 50% stronger, it will be 50 times stronger. That's fine, otherwise the world would be too boring. Subai showed a faint smile, he felt his Saiyan blood boiling. It's more fun when it's challenged, isn't it? What's the point of a world without opponents? Vados, take care. Subai also reminded him intimately. This is the first time in 10 years that I have transformed into a super race god. Even I don't know how powerful my current Super Saiyan state is. After all, my normal state is too strong. No matter what kind of enemy I encounter, I can easily deal with it without transforming. Super Sailor. Vados' eyes were slightly serious, she dared not be careless. Coming. Subai let out a low growl, and the blue aura rose slowly from his body. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 10. Coming. With Subai's whisper, the blue breath rose from his body. Subai didn't hide it either, and transformed into Super Saiyan directly. The breath of God. Kampa couldn't help taking a few steps back. Too strong, this Subai actually hides such terrifying power. The strength is so strong that he also feels fear. Master Kampa is a little late. Vados glanced at the flustered Kampa. Master Kampa, have you forgotten? The two Saiyans at that time, they also turned into blue hair. After being reminded by Vados, Kampa suddenly remembered. When he first came to planet Sharda, facing those two unremarkable guys, he made a decisive move. After that, the two of them turned into Kaelan one after another and used the breath of God. Although he was not his opponent, he had to admit that this blue transformation was very strong. After using it, those two Saiyans changed drastically. No way! Kampa's teeth were chattering, he felt a little fear now. Without him, because he knows very well how terrifying that blue transformation is. It can make two unremarkable guys directly reach the level of alternate gods of destruction. This kind of blessing is almost 1,000 times more blessing. And Subai's normal state is already so strong, turning into blue again. I'm afraid. This time, he began to feel that maybe Vados will really lose, and it is not certain. Ba. Vados. Kampa trembled. Are you okay? Lord Kampa knows he's afraid. Vados glanced at Kampa. That's why I said earlier, Master Kampa, you are too rude. Who knew that on this planet Sharda, someone could surpass gods of destruction? Kampa bared his teeth. He felt that he was very unfamiliar with the 6th universe now. He obviously just went to the 7th universe, but when he came back, everything changed. Boom! While the two were chatting, a huge layer of energy fluctuations erupted. It's Subai, the transformation is over. It's been a long time, both of you. Subai opened his hands, and the blue aura surrounding his body was completely concealed in his body. Kaelan's full power completely blocks the energy overflowed by Kaelan in the body. Truly done Ultra Blue. In the original manga, Ultra Blue's full power Son Goku even suppressed the combined Zamasu 1-on-1. And Subai, of course, has also mastered the full power Super Blue. Since it was the first time against Angel, Subai directly transformed into the strongest state. Of course, this is under the condition of removing the extreme intention of freedom. After all, the appropriate hole cards still have to be kept. Very strong. Vados tightened the scepter in her hand. This Subai is really not simple. It's been a long time since I transformed into full strength. Subai smiled, then raised his hand, and punched Vados tentatively. Of course, this punch came from a distance. Boom! Huge energy, rushing directly in front of Vados and Kampa. Vados didn't care, he still stood where he was, motionless like a mountain. And Kampa was miserable, being hit directly by the residual power of the fist, and with a pop, he spat out blood again. Yu Wei, who just punched casually, has already seriously injured gods of destruction. Oh, Lord Kampa! Vados covered his head helplessly, and then he recovered Kampa completely with a touch of his hand. After finishing these, Vados looked to Subai. Do we have to fight? We really shot with all our strength, and it will cause indelible damage to universe. Otherwise, you do gods of destruction, and Kampa is at your disposal. Kampa? Hello. Vados, what are you going to do? That's it, I sold it. Kampa was dumbfounded. But he also knows that Angel only cares about the balance of the universe, serving the gods of destruction, it's all the same. Losing the identity of gods of destruction, Kampa has no value in Angel's eyes. Let me do gods of destruction. Subai sneered. Sorry, I don't like gods of destruction. Are you kidding me? He is the 6th universe master, and he wants to do gods of destruction? Let's not talk about gods of destruction and Supreme Kai's cheating settings. He is the real master of the 6th universe, much more noble than the Supreme Kai and gods of destruction arranged by Zeno. Sigh. Seeing that Subai was unwilling to do gods of destruction, Vados could only sigh helplessly. Then come, Lord Gods of Destruction, let me guard you. She is ready to fight. After the battle, I accidentally damaged the 6th universe and was prepared to be scolded by the Grand Priest. Don't worry. Subai stretched out his hand. Let me strengthen the 6th universe first. Although the 6th universe already has a master, its bearing capacity has been greatly improved. However, Subai is also a little worried about the confrontation between the two angel-level fighters. If his 6th universe is blown up, wouldn't it be a loss? He is now a universe. How could you be willing to damage it? Oh, no, it should be said, even if he conquered all universes in the future. It is also impossible to destroy a universe casually, that would be too prodigal. With Subai waving his hand, the space between him and Vados suddenly froze a lot. Angel's observation skills are naturally very subtle. This phenomenon was discovered directly. Vado's pupils contracted slightly. How did this human being do it? With a wave of the hand, the universe space was easily strengthened. Is this really something a human can do? Now, you can come. Subai waved his hand. Remember, we said, I win, Kampa is at my disposal. Come on. Vados glanced at Subai with a complicated expression, and also assumed a fighting posture. Whoosh! In an instant, the two started at the same time. Just disappeared in place. So fast. Kampa was stunned. With his gods of destruction eyesight, he couldn't catch the speed of the two of them. Vados, who shot with all his strength, is really powerful. Thanks to Subai's reinforced space, Vados can also give it a go without any scruples. Whoosh! Subai punches, Vados dodges sideways. Immediately afterwards, Vados, who was sideways, hit Subai's waist with a knife. Whoosh! Subai disappeared in place, and Vados' attack fell through. Chapter 11. The Lord of the Universe and Angel's Connection. Does the body attack automatically? After avoiding Vados' hand knife, Subai's expression was a little dignified. As soon as he hit it, Vados avoided it. Then without hesitation, the counter-attack began in an instant. It is obvious that the body acts on its own. Automatic dodge and automatic attack. Subai was a little surprised by the speed. Vados is worthy of being an angel. He has cultivated the extreme intention of freedom to a very deep level. It's an understatement, but it shows an unusually powerful force. When fighting, don't be distracted. With a soft whisper, Vados rushed directly in front of Subai, with a knife in his hand, rushing towards Subai. Swish! Subai also turned sideways, avoiding the blow directly. Tsitsiji, sure enough. Vados whispered. Before, when he watched the duel between Subai and Kampa, he could tell that this guy's body had obviously cultivated the ultimate in ease. However, at that time Subai was the norm, Zzge was not so perfect. Vados didn't take it to heart, he just thought that the other party was a beginner. Now after several fights, she realized that in the super blue state, Subai's free spirit is quite perfect. Perfect than Beerus's free spirit. Where is what for starters? In the super blue state, Subai's free will is very powerful. I have played against Vados 5 or 6 times in a row, and they are all dead ends. Vados punched him, and he avoided it easily. Then he followed up with a punch, and Vados easily dodged it. It kind of means that no one can do anything to anyone. Whoosh whoosh. In a second, the two fought countless times again. Subai, your strength is very strong. Flashing Subai's fist, Vados said sideways. But you should have found out, right? The strength of the two of us is almost the same. If we continue to fight like this, we won't be able to tell the winner for a while. Boom! Another hit. Subai hit a knee, Vados directly blocked it with his palm. Really? Seeing that his attack was blocked by Vados again, Subai laughed. Do you think we're pretty much the same? Seeing Subai's smile, Vados' heart sank. This human being is a jerk. Every time you show this smile, you will show more strength. Could it be that this time, he can go to the next level? Can human beings really burst out with power beyond Angel? Seeing Angel with a dignified expression, Subai felt amused. What are you doing with such a serious expression? With an outburst, Subai and Vados distanced themselves. Can't we have a good communication? For example, Vados, you should feel differently about me, right? The feeling Subai said is naturally not about love. Rather, the angel of the 6th universe faced the master of the 6th universe, and the relationship between the two positions. Vados was silent. Indeed, she didn't understand why. The first time she saw Subai, she had a very special feeling. That's why, before Subai asked her questions, she answered them one by one. And when she was going to play against Subai, she didn't really want to play against Subai. In addition to maintaining the balance of the universe, there is also resistance in my heart. She doesn't really want to deal with Subai. She didn't know why, but she was extremely resistant anyway, and became an enemy of Subai. Hi! Seeing that Vados acquiesced, Kampa couldn't help but make a sound. Vados, do you have special feelings for this kid too? Me too. When I saw him, I got angry, as if he had stolen something important from me. Vados. Obviously different. You have the mentality of hating Subai, and I have the mentality of not wanting to fight Subai. Seeing the appearance of the two of them, Subai also realized something. As the true master of the sixth universe, he also has some connections with these titular gods. It seems that there is indeed something in that Zeno, a randomly arranged god, who can actually have a connection with him, the real master of the universe. I don't know, if he conquers all 12 universes, then the real master of all universes will still be Zeno. At this moment, Vado's words interrupted Subai's thoughts. Are you telling me this to stop it? Vados looked at Subai puzzled. Suddenly talking about the unusual relationship between the two of them made Vados feel that Subai's heart softened. I want to stop here and stop fighting. Of course not. Subai grinned. I just want to say, for the sake of our company's connection, I will give you a piece of advice. Next, I have to be serious. Vados? Does this guy really have a whole card? This time, it was Vados' turn to be unbelievable. The two had an angel-level battle, and, could he be stronger? Angel-level combat power, is it so easy to achieve? Boy, you are not ashamed to brag. Kampa glared at Subai. Angel-level combat power, is it something you can surpass if you want to surpass it? Although his strength is far inferior to Subai and Vados, it does not affect his mouth. Besides, he felt that what he said was okay. This Subai is absolutely bragging. Also beyond angel? Beyond a fart. Regarding Kampa's question, Subai just shook his head and didn't say much. Now, let me answer them one by one for you. Subai squeezed his hands, and his blue hair instantly returned to normal, turning into black hair. The super blue transformation is released. What are you doing? Vados looked at Subai in front of him, and couldn't help frowning. As an angel, she still has this vision, and Subai has obviously become weaker after cancelling Chao Yan's transformation. Boy, are you cowardly? Kampa also scratched his head. Is this intention to beg for mercy by taking the initiative to remove the breath of God? Oh, it must be. He must have figured it out, Vados hasn't done his best yet. Realizing that Vados could easily tie him without using all his strength, he was scared. Going to beg for mercy. Thinking of this, Kampa couldn't help but want to pretend to be a tiger. Boy, if you want to beg for mercy, shout out to me first. Begging for mercy. Subai almost laughed out loud. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, April 29 to May 3. Chapter 12. Saiyan has no limits. Begging for mercy? Master Kampa, don't worry, let me explain to you slowly. Subai grinned at Kampa. Seeing Subai's smile, Kampa couldn't help but tremble all over. Even though Subai called him Lord Kampa, Kampa keenly felt Subai's hostility. This is obviously mocking him. Kampa couldn't help but feel chills down his back. And Subai closed his eyes to soothe his mood. Looking good. Boom. The breath of red soared into the sky. This is Kaioken. Subai maintained Kaioken and explained to the two. Kaioken? The two nodded, as gods, they still knew about Kaioken. A move that multiplies normality. Then, Subai released the transformation and returned to normal. Vados and Kampa looked at each other, why was it lifted again? What is this man playing? This is the first stage of Super Saiyan. Boom. Subai directly transforms into Super Saiyan. Seeing Subai's super race state, Kampa couldn't help baring his teeth. In this state, he was beaten up just now. Then, Subai took a deep breath. Boom. The red flames rise up in the golden flames. This is Super Saiyan Kaioken. A fusion of two energy transformations. The powerful energy made both Vados and Kampa look sideways. However, it is still within the acceptance range of Vados. After all, she has seen Chao Sailan before, so why would she be afraid of a Kaioken and Chao Sailan? This is not a simple fusion. Subai stretched out his fist, looking at the two kinds of flames flickering in his hand. To control two kinds of energy in the body at the same time, we must always pay attention to the backlash of these energies. Because of a carelessness, one of the energy will go berserk. Cause internal injury to yourself. Vados nodded, this, she still understood. It is very dangerous for one person to control two kinds of power at the same time. It's as if it's easy for one person to write with one hand, but it's exponentially more difficult to write with both hands. And controlling two kinds of energy at the same time is naturally more difficult than writing. While focusing on two tasks at the same time, we must always ensure that the energy in the body does not run away. Subai continued. Without a calm heart, it is impossible to achieve this level. In order to master this transformation, I worked hard for several months. Then, Subai clenched his fists, blue flames erupted from his palms. In a moment, blue gaseous flames replaced golden gaseous flames, covering Subai's whole body. Boom! Super Saiyan blue color, transformed again. This is Super Saiyan blue with Kaioken. The blue arrogance wraps the red arrogance, the Super Saiyan Kaioken is completely incomparable to the Super Saiyan Kaioken. Feeling Subai's current strength, Vados couldn't help but take a few steps back. This strength is not much worse than her full strength. In the end, I was thinking, since Kaioken and Super Saiyan can fusion, what about other skills? So on the basis of this move, I started to try to upgrade. What? The faces of Vados and Kampa changed slightly. You have reached this point, can you still upgrade? What are you kidding? I don't know if you have noticed that I am a little different from other Saiyans. Having said this, Subai moved his tail. This tale was when he conquered the 6th universe Namek people. When the Namek people were not yet fully fused, they made a wish. After all, Saiyan of the 6th universe has no tail. To grow back, only use Shenron wish. Tail? Vados wondered. Just multiple tails, so what? This is the result of my research. Subai smiled at Vados. Look good, the next transformation, don't be too shocked. Boom! Subai opened his arms, and the powerful force in his body kept gushing out. On the arm, red fluff also grew rapidly. Crackling! Electric arcs flickered on Subai's body. The 4th level of Super Saiyan, the power of mortals, you should be able to feel it. Subai in Super 4 form stood floating in the air, looking at the two people in front of him. The power is really strong. Vados sensed it. Since Super 4 is not the power of God, Vados sensed it very clearly. The strength of this mortal is already very strong, even comparable to the previous Kaelin. Super Blue full power, it is indeed my strongest Saiyan transformation now. Subai grinned, and specifically mentioned Saiyan, but did not count ZZGE. After all, ZZGE is not considered Saiyan's transformation. Of course, I mean the transformation of a single body. And what I want to show next will be the final form of compound transformation. The 4th level of Super Saiyan is a very stable transformation that can be used as a normal. So, I took Super 4 as normal and turned into Super Saiyan Blue again. This is my biggest hole card. Boom! Subai in the Super 4 form slowly ignites the blue aura on his body. It's impossible. Kampa's eyes widened. It is rare for a human being to possess an energy comparable to that of an angel. And this Subai, there are actually two types in his body? A Super 4 not weaker than angel, plus a Super Blue not weaker than angel? These two angel-level energies are moving in the body at the same time. Is this human being really not afraid of being exploded? Vados' face also changed. Stop! Do you want to die? The human body has limits. Control these two huge energies at the same time, and you will die. Limit! Subai roared, and the blue arrogance instantly exploded, engulfing him completely. Saiyan has no limits. Boom! With Subai's roar, the blue arrogance soared that even Kampa dared not look directly at it. Vados! Here I come! Fight! When the two were shocked, a red and blue figure rushed out of the blue flames. One slap, straight to Vados. So fast! Vados was shocked, this speed is too fast. Chapter 13. Too fast. Seeing Subai approaching, Vados was shocked. This speed is a bit beyond her imagination. After all, even if it is free and extreme, it will be subject to normal restrictions. For example, for an ordinary human being, even if he has mastered the perfect free mind, the body can respond by itself. But what about speed? Based on the body of an ordinary person, even ZZGE can hardly surpass the speed of Super Saiyan. Grand Priest made a move, dealing with an ordinary person who mastered the ultimate will, it is absolutely easy to catch. Because there is too much difference in physical fitness. And now Vados is in this situation. Although she is very free, she has cultivated to an extremely high level. But Subai's power is too strong. His normal is comparable to gods of destruction, Super 4 is comparable to angel, and Ultra Blue is comparable to angel. Now, he will Super 4 fusion Super Blue, 2 fusions with power comparable to angel. His physical fitness has already crushed angel. In the face of absolute power, Vados' free will can't react. Swish! Before Vados could react, Subai slapped and grabbed his head. Oops! Both Vados and Kampa were surprised. Try it, angel! Boom! Grabbing Vados' head, Subai didn't show any sympathy, and directly gathered air bombs in his hands. At super close range, the air bomb exploded on Angel's face. Cough cough! Vados took out the scepter, tapped it lightly, and instantly disappeared in place, appearing directly in the distance. She touched her face, and her state of mind, which had been stable all along, finally had some ups and downs. Subai, you! Don't talk nonsense with me! Subai controlled the violent power in his body, and charged directly at Vados. It's easy to say, but controlling 2 angel-level powers with a mortal body. It's really hard. One carelessness, a backlash of a tiny force, is enough to seriously injure Subai. Therefore, Subai just wants to make a quick decision. No nonsense with Vados at all. If he fights a protracted battle, his body may not be able to hold on. Boom! The super fast speed caught Vados off guard again. Being punched directly in the chest, I couldn't help but take a few steps back. Battle maniac! Vados bit his lip, looking at Subai who was now in full swing. Then come on! Vados's indifferent eyes changed suddenly. Boom! A huge white breath erupted from Vados. Freedom and extreme intention, fully open. This is the true full strength of Vados. Without a trace of reservation. Seeing Subai approaching, Vados charged directly. Whoosh whoosh whoosh! The two of them turned into 2 beams of light, shining like shooting stars in the dark universe. Boom! Taking his chance, Subai punched Vados in the head. And Vados, under the ultimate freedom, raised his head and narrowly avoided the blow. But Subai's attack didn't end. Taking advantage of the moment Vados raised his head, he hit him with a knee. Hit Vados straight in the stomach. Boom! Vados couldn't dodge in time, so he could only put his hands on his stomach to resist the blow. This blow was so heavy that Vados' arm was a little numb from the vibration. She didn't even have time to feel that this was a feeling she had never experienced in hundreds of millions of years. Subai's follow-up attack followed closely. Bang bang bang! The two kept colliding. If we say that Vados, who is not at full strength, has no power to resist against Subai who is fully open. Well, Vados, who is now at his full potential, is able to fight back a little bit. It's not like being beaten unilaterally by Subai. And Kampa, who was watching the game, was completely dumbfounded. With his strength, he can only see 2 beams of light. One is a streamer of red and blue, which he knows is Subai from Super 4 and Super Blue. The other, a white streamer, he knew was Vados with a full shot. But the rest, he can't see. Bang bang bang! After another fierce collision, Vados already had some wounds on his body. This is the first time that such an embarrassed angel appears. It's really strong. Vados used his divine power to instantly restore himself to his original state. However, your body shouldn't be able to bear it anymore, right? Vados looked at Subai in front of him, and with Angel's eyesight, he could see it naturally. 2 powerful energies are raging in Subai's body. He has reached his limit. Can't bear it. Subai came to Vados. I said, Saiyan has no limits. Ah! Subai erupted, impressively increasing his strength by 10%. Seeing this scene, Vados couldn't help frowning. Is this guy dazzled by the huge power? With a mortal body, it is already very difficult to bear the energy of 2 angel levels. Now that you have reached the limit, let your body rest. Why do you have to work hard? What's the point of working so hard? Humph! Subai seemed to see through Vados' thoughts. Don't think that only you have the means of healing. Subai directly took out a fairy bean and threw it into his mouth. In an instant, his injuries recovered as before. His wounds were basically caused by his own energy. Two terrifying energies have been raging in his body. Although he carefully controlled these energies, the energies were too strong after all. Coupled with high-intensity fighting, if one is not paying attention, one airflow will be careless and wrong, it will hit Subai in the body, causing him to be injured. However, under Xianda's repair, these scars have returned to their original state. Vados, our battle is not over yet. Subai looked directly at Vados. Boom! Powerful energy burst out again. It is surrounded by red and blue flames. Subai's face can hardly be seen clearly. Looking at Subai, who looked like a madman in front of him, Vados sighed. Who would have thought that it all started because of Kampa's impoliteness? Then come on, the second round. Chapter 14. Second round, come on. Vados, who was completely healed with divine power, and Subai, who was completely healed with fairy beans, fought together directly. Bang bang bang! The two of you come and go, and they have gone through several tricks. Boom! Subai punched Vados directly in the face. And Vados, also mercilessly, punched Subai in the face with the same punch. Boom! The huge energy directly knocked both of them back. Ha, ha! Vados finally stabilized his figure, panting one after another. It is a trivial matter to use divine power to heal herself all the time, but she is very tired to maintain the utmost freedom. The consumption of ZZGE is very large. In the original book, when facing Granola, Son Goku said, because the consumption of self-comfort and extreme will is too high, so a quick decision must be made. Of course, ordinary free will has no effect on Vados. But the terrible thing is that what she used was to the maximum. Some of her divine power can't support it. On the other hand, Subai's condition is not very good. His body was shattered by the two kinds of energies, and he was punched by Vados head on just now. That punch was quite powerful. Subai gritted his teeth, took a celestial beam directly, and recovered his state. Sure enough, I'm still a bit reluctant, and my normal state is still not strong enough. Subai whispered. If the normal state is strong enough, I can resist the two energies without getting hurt. This sound is not normal enough, if Vados hears it, he will definitely roll his eyes. Normality is comparable to gods of destruction, isn't it strong enough? Do you still want to practice normalcy to the point of angel? Vados' consumption is not small, after all, divine power is not infinite. Subai looked at Vados, who was panting in the distance. It seems that this fusion of two powers can only suppress her, not defeat her. Could it be that you want me to show perfection, ease and extreme intention? Subai's ultra instinct is perfect, far surpassing any angel. Vados can undoubtedly be easily defeated if you use the maximum freedom of mind. But is it really suitable? In this place, have you exposed your biggest hole card? Once the perfect, free and extreme intention is used, I am afraid that it will attract the attention of the Grand Priest, right? How is it possible that a human being can master the ultimate free will that is even more perfect than angel? That's why he hesitated, because he didn't know the attitude of Zeno and Grand Priest. Once you attract the attention of the Grand Priest and let them know the existence of the Lord of the Universe, what will be your reaction? Is it to make friends with yourself? Or just send out all the angels and destroy themselves? With his current strength, it's okay to suppress an angel, but facing a bunch of angels. Prepare for the worst in everything, and Subai doesn't intend to take risks. Maybe, when I completely surpass Zeno and Grand Priest, I'll be fearless. Subai still has this self-confidence, just by conquering a sixth universe, he can be comparable to Vados. How strong would he be if he conquered all 12 universes? No matter when, you must keep some cards for yourself. Subai whispered, he finally decided not to reveal his full strength before completely crushing Angel. In order not to provoke right and wrong, we should be cautious. Besides, the current transformation, although the backlash is a little stronger, but still can firmly suppress Vados. It's just that it consumes a little fairy beans, and when injured, it hurts a little. I don't believe it, you have more divine power than my fairy beans. Subai is angry again. He decided to use this fusion transformation to fight Vados. He believes that it won't be long before Vados will throw in the towel. Boom! Subai rushed directly to Vados again. Come again! Vados gritted his teeth, pulled himself together, and charged forward. Bang bang bang! It's exciting again. Vados was directly kicked out by Subai. Vados! You are no match for me. Subai stretched out his arms, softened the two huge energies together, and then sent them directly to Vados. Damn it, the divine power has basically bottomed out. Vados looked at the oncoming energy beam. Never mind. Vados gritted his teeth, an instant transmission, and directly avoided the blow. Reappear, already beside Kampa. Huh? You can't hide. The moment Vados appeared, Subai locked on Vados. Subai was about to rush towards Vados. That's it. Vados said softly. Kampa, I don't care, it's up to you. Kampa? I go. Vados, the hundreds of millions of years of friendship between our master and servant, you just sold me? If Vados said, let Kampa get caught in the circle. How come there are still servants who betray their masters for glory? Lord Kampa, don't worry, you are a serving priest after all, he doesn't dare to do anything. Vados signaled Kampa to feel relieved. Then took out the scepter, and Vados returned to a clean and elegant state. It seemed that the embarrassed person before was not her. Are you admitting defeat? Subai frowned, and then released the fusion of the two energies. He only used 5 fairy beans, but Vados couldn't hold it anymore. From this point of view, Angel's divine power is not that much. However, it was also because of Vados' surrender that Subai realized another point. Maybe Angel hasn't met an evenly matched opponent for a long time, it's been a long time since he left the battlefield. He just gave up when his energy was exhausted, and he didn't have the consciousness to risk his life at all. You know, in Dragon Ball, there are too many battles, all of which are fought with one's life. If Vados knew what Subai was thinking, he couldn't help but roll his eyes at Subai. I protect the gods of destruction, as for risking my life? Admit defeat, my divine power has been exhausted. Vados nodded. As for the gods of destruction Kampa, I can only say that no matter what he is still a serving priest, if the Grand Priest inquires. Subai frowned, he could understand what Vados meant, he couldn't kill Kampa. Maybe it will attract the Grand Priest. No matter what, they are also gods sealed by Zeno and Grand Priest. There is someone covering behind. Subai spat, and he knew that he was not Zamesu, who had a halo. Killing all the gods in the universe, Zeno didn't even ask, and didn't respond at all. The matter of Zamesu is obviously the need of the plot in the animation. You know, that is the god of the entire universe. All the gods disappeared, Grand Priest didn't even ask, isn't this what the plot needs? According to this world, the Grand Priest issued orders at every turn, so he must have been monitoring the lower realm. As soon as he kills Kampa, the Grand Priest will know. Book reading fun on Friday. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, April 29 to May 3. Chapter 15. Kampa's face was livid, very ugly. Although he said that he was indeed a serving priest, Subai did not dare to kill himself easily. But in this world, there are many things scarier than death. For example, if he is sealed, he will not be able to eat delicious food for 10,000 years. Kampa couldn't help shivering, this punishment is too horrible. As if sensing the panic of gods of destruction, Subai turned to look at Kampa. What? Are you afraid now? Afraid? What are you afraid of? Kampa shrank his neck. He is indeed no match for Subai, but when he thinks of bowing his head to humans, he refuses to accept it. He is the gods of destruction. Still arrogant? Subai bared his teeth. This guy, if you don't give him a good beating, it's hard to get rid of the hatred in his heart. Boom! Subai didn't ink any ink, and transformed into Super Saiyan directly. Boom! One punch, directly on Kampa's face. Even hit it directly until it flew out, losing the ability to control the body. Whoosh! Subai followed and rushed over. When Kampa hasn't adjusted yet. Bang bang bang! Subai followed Kampa and beat him up. As for Vados on the side, he just closed his eyes and held the scepter, pretending not to see it. Bang bang bang! After a while of beatings, Subai walked over with Kampa, who had been beaten into a pig's head. Here you are. Subai threw it away, directly to Vados. Vados took Kampa and looked at Kampa covered in injuries, quite pitiful. She was just about to take out the staff and heal Kampa. Don't heal him, Just let him hurt. Subai said flatly from the side. Vados. Kampa. Kampa, who was covered in injuries, glanced at Subai resentfully. This kid is really hateful. What, do you have an opinion? Subai glared at Kampa. Kampa shrank her neck, not daring to say anything more. After all, he can't beat Subai, even if he has a big backer behind him, he is still afraid of pain. Although Subai couldn't kill him, it was still okay to beat him up violently. Chi. Looking at Gods of Destruction, who was aloof before, he was submissive in front of him at this moment. Subai felt in a good mood. Tell me, what are you doing on my planet Sharda? In a better mood, Subai is also interested in hearing the purpose of the two of them. Maybe go to your planet and talk slowly. Vados lifted Kampa, then glanced at the planet Sharda. Okay. Subai nodded. On the planet Sharda, in Subai's palace. Sit down. Subai sat on the throne, and behind him stood the completed Dharma protector, Hit. Seeing Hit, both Vados and Kampa couldn't help meowing a few more times. 6th Universe's #1 killer, Hit. The two of them still knew. Hit turned out to be Subai's bodyguard? Both of them couldn't help being a little horrified. In their impression, Hit is a loner and a cold killer. How could he submit to a human being without even giving Gods of Destruction face? As for Subai, it was interesting to see the shocked expressions of the two. He specially called Hit just to see Angel and Gods of Destruction surprised. Ah! Suddenly, Kampa screamed. His injury was still too serious, and he would touch the wound accidentally. Kampa, kowtow to me now, and I'll let Vados heal you. Subai looked at Kampa playfully. You're dreaming, it hurts. Kampa bared her teeth. I am the Gods of Destruction, it is impossible to kneel down to humans. Then you are in pain. Subai waved his hand, this Kampa, although he has a bad temper, he still has a backbone. He was beaten into a pig's head by himself, and he didn't mean to beg for mercy. I hope you will always have a backbone. Subai whispered. What did you say? Kampa was taken aback, Subai's voice was too low for him to hear clearly. It's nothing, tell me, what are you doing on my planet? Subai asked. That's right, our universe is the 6th universe, Vados said. He started to explain the 6th universe and the 7th universe to Subai, and at the same time explained the Super Dragon Ball, including the confrontation between the 6 and 7 universes. Oh? One universe sent 5 players. Subai was a little surprised on the surface, but he was feeling emotional in secret. Is the timeline so fast? Is it time for the 6-7 universe tournament? I also want to conquer that with 11 universe. Subai's original plan was to take a look at the 11th universe after integrating the 6th universe. Conquer Jiren and Topo by the way, including all the proud teams, and see how far you can reach after defeating them. Unexpectedly, the martial arts tournament has already begun. Then let's put Jiren under control first. Subai pondered. After making a decision, Subai looked at the two of them. The martial arts competition is 5 days later, right? Yes. Vados nodded, indicating that Subai was right. As for Kampa, he kept mobilizing his own energy and wanted to recover from his injuries. At the same time, he was secretly planning to use his own divine power to repair it, and it was estimated that it would return to normal in 10 minutes. Although Gods of Destruction has no resilience, it has some means of self-healing after all. Very well, you will stay here for 5 days. After 5 days, I will take 5 contestants to compete. Subai confessed. What? Live with you? Kampa's eyes widened. Letting him live with these Saiyans is worse than killing him. Why do you have an opinion? Subai looked at Kampa. Kampa was about to say something. Huh? I think your injury is almost healed, come on, let's go out and practice. Subai directly transformed into a super race. Wait a minute. Kampa screamed, and was immediately sent flying by Subai. Chapter 16. Outside the palace, Kampa's screams continued to be heard. As for Vados, he blinked and looked at the food in the palace. I heard from Subai that this is a snack called lashao. He made it with great effort. Vados walked up to lashao and slowly picked up one. Try it. Taking a bite, Vados narrowed his eyes slightly. It tastes good, sweet and spicy. There are other snacks, let me see. Vados picked up the food and ate it with great enjoyment. Outside the palace, Kampa screamed continuously. Soon, Kampa crawled into the palace in a panic. Hey, Vados, what are you doing? Heal me! Heal! As soon as Kampa came in, he saw Vados eating like crazy. Well, Master Kampa, there are a lot of delicacies on this Sharda planet, you can try it. Vados blinked. Kampa! You are still in the mood to eat. Subai said, I can't heal you. Before he agrees, I won't heal you. Vados took a piece of chocolate. Kampa? Are you my angel, or Subai's angel? That's right. Vados looked at Kampa. What about Subai? Why didn't he come back with you? He said he went to find the contestants, and this competition was handed over to him. Kampa curled his lips in displeasure. It's fine if you don't heal me, I will heal myself. After saying this, Kampa mobilized his divine power and slowly healed himself. I'm afraid, Lord Kampa will not be able to fulfill his wish. Vados squinted his eyes and ate a small snack. What? Kampa was taken aback. It's nothing, Lord Gods of Destruction will know when the time comes. Vados smiled. Kampa? Chi. Mystery. Kampa rolled his eyes at Vados, and then recovered from his injury with peace of mind. The base of the Sharda Planetary Guard. Gabe, Caulifla, and Kale. Subai walked to the station and called out. Here. The three quickly flew over from Saiyan. You, as the leaders of the three Saiyan, I ask you now. Subai glanced at the three of them. In recent years, have there been any particularly strong fighters? Or, are there any who need to be cultivated? Hearing what Subai said, Gabe scratched his head, he wanted to say, no. In recent years, it seems that there have been no particularly talented fighters. Yes, yes, yes. Caulifla raised her hands excitedly, and kept shouting. I are the most talented fighters in recent years. Of course, except Master, and Kale. Besides you two, I am the most talented of the 6th Universe Saiyan. You bastard! Seeing such a lively Caulifla, Subai chuckled. However, what Caulifla said is indeed reasonable, she is no more than 20 years old, and she is indeed a fighter with great potential. This generation of Saiyan, she should be a well-deserved leader. Okay, then you three discuss it and choose two to play a game with me. Subai confessed. What? The three of them looked at each other, suspecting that they had heard wrong. What's wrong? Subai scratched his head in confusion. No, nothing. Caulifla waved her hands again and again, then took a deep breath. Master, you said that you are participating in the competition with us, is that true? Of course. Subai nodded. Good. The three couldn't hide the joy in their hearts. It is a rare opportunity to fight side by side with Subai, and the three of them are very happy. However, there are only 2 places. The three were in trouble again. This means that among the three of them, one cannot participate in the competition. It was clear that they both wanted to fight alongside Subai. No one wants to pass up this opportunity. You guys discuss it first, I have other things to arrange. Subai signaled. Yes, Master. The three responded in unison. After saying this, Subai flew away, and on Saiyan's side, counting him, there are 3 places. Now there are still 2 places, he has to choose. In the communication room of planet Sharda, Subai landed. Who? The guard turned his head and was quite vigilant, but he was relieved when he saw someone coming. Master. The guard bowed his head. Connect me to Frost. Subai ordered. Yes. The guard obeyed. 1 for Frost, 1 for Hit, plus 3 Saiyans, the 5 people in this game are all together. The weakest combat power on our side is Frost. Subai rubbed his chin. Wouldn't it be a little too bullying? After arranging everything, Subai returned to the main hall. As soon as he entered the door, he saw Kampa who had recovered from his injuries. Yo, recovery is so fast, come on, Lord Gods of Destruction, let's continue. Boom. Subai turned into a Super Saiyan and kicked Kampa out. Vados covered her mouth and chuckled watching this, that's why, she said earlier that Kampa couldn't get what she wanted. Because she saw it, Subai just wanted to beat Kampa up. Wait until Kampa is almost recovered every time, and then beat him seriously. That's bad. Vados chuckled, seemingly quite amused. Outside the door, Kampa's screams began to be heard. Ah! Subai! You bastard! I am gods of destruction. Ah! Subai, don't slap your face if you are capable. Moments later, Subai returned to the throne with Kampa in his hand. As for Kampa, he was left on the ground by Subai casually like a dead dog. The corners of Hit's eyes, who had been standing behind the throne, twitched slightly. Is this the power of the master? It's scary how easily you can beat gods of destruction. Hit, in 5 days, join me in a game. Chapter 17. Hit, in 5 days, join me in a game. Subai greeted Hit. Yes, master. Hit bowed his head in response. As Subai's protector, Hit will not resist what Subai says. Very good. In this case, the 5 of us will be together. Subai nodded. Hi, Subai, what's the name of this snack? Vados pointed to the snack in his hand at this time. It's just some special dried fruit. Subai smiled. If you want to eat delicious food, you might as well visit our cafeteria later. There are a lot of delicacies in it. Oh? Really? Vados' eyes lit up when he heard that there was something to eat. Of course, our canteen is quite delicious. Subai responded. In this way, Subai and Vados chatted without saying a word, while Kampa on the ground looked at Vados resentfully. She is clearly her own angel, yet she doesn't protect herself. Even talking and laughing with others. Damn it! Really hateful. Kampa wanted to clench his fists angrily, but found that with a little force, severe pain came from all over his body. Hiss! Damn Subai, beat me so badly. Damn it! Kampa hastily used his divine power and continued to repair his body silently. After a while, Caulifla, Gabe and Kale walked over. Meet the master. The 3 bowed in unison. Then, he glanced at Kampa, who was half dead on the ground. Yo! Isn't this the arrogant gods of destruction before? Why is it half dead now? Caulifla also ran over excitedly, and then kicked. Fat cat, are you still alive? Kampa. For Subai's sake, I don't argue with you. Kampa glared at Caulifla, then closed her eyes. Out of sight is pure. I can't afford to offend you, I don't look at the head office, do I? Okay, leave him alone and get down to business. Subai signaled. Yes. Caulifla, who was about to say something, immediately ignored Kampa after hearing Subai's order. She also obeys Subai unconditionally. Have you discussed it? Who will go to war with me? Subai looked at the 3 of them. Yes. The 3 stood up and responded, and then Kale stood up alone. We decided that Sister Caulifla and Gabe will join the battle with the Master. I, stay on the planet Sharda and defend the planet Sharda. Yes. Caulifla also came over. We have discussed this result for a long time, and feel that the defense of planet Sharda cannot be empty. That's why we decided to let the strongest Kale defend the planet Sharda to ensure the safety of the planet Sharda. After all, planet Sharda is Subai's lair. If someone steals it when Subai is not around, how embarrassing it would be. Therefore, Kale took the initiative to take responsibility. Although no one in the 6th universe will stand against Subai, but... Sure enough, isn't it? For example, they were unprepared before, but a Kampa came and beat them up. You are right, you should make sure everything is safe. Subai nodded. In that case, I will send my protector, Sayonel, too. With the 2 of you defending the planet Sharda, it should be safe. What? Brother Sayonel? Gabe's face changed. He knows that Sayonel is the fusion body of all Namek people. While super powerful, he is also proficient in all kinds of magic, which can be called omnipotent. With Sayonel's help, I can ensure that the planet Sharda is safe. Kale said in a deep voice. Very well, I will leave the Sharda planet to you. Subai nodded. Master, don't worry. Kyra replied in a deep voice. Then, Caulifla, you and Gabe are getting ready, we will set off in 5 days. Subai turned to look at the other 2. Yes. Master. The 2 responded in unison. Humph. Kampa, who was lying on the ground, snorted unhappily. The players are too lacking in diversity, I recommend adding a few more. Hi. Subai glanced at Kampa. Master Kampa's injury is much better, come on, let's continue. Boom. Subai transformed into Super Saiyan and kicked Kampa out with one kick. Subai beat Kampa more and more smoothly. Ah! Subai, you bastard! Outside the house, there was a scream from Kampa. The three Saiyans looked at each other and couldn't help but mourn for Kampa for 3 minutes. Although this guy was very arrogant before, but now it is a bit too miserable. Look at that full head, he has changed from a fat cat to a fat pig. That, is it cauliflower? At this moment, Vados came over with a snack in his hand. I want to ask, where is your canteen here? Subai said earlier that there are a lot of delicacies in your cafeteria, can you take me to have a look? Huh? You belong to that fat cat. Cauliflower looked at Vados. I'm Angel, and I'm sort of the servant and master of Master Kampa. Vados smiled. Oh, well, since the master has said that he wants to take you to the cafeteria, follow me. Cauliflower took the initiative to lead the way. Thank you. Vados nodded. Speaking of which, if you're going to our cafeteria, you must eat dumplings. Cauliflower recommended. Dumplings? Are they that delicious? Vados tilted his head. Yeah, the dumplings were invented by our master himself, they are really super delicious. Cauliflower nodded earnestly. Okay, thanks for the recommendation, I'll pay attention. There was a gleam in Vados' eyes. Dumplings must be eaten, she remembered. In a blink of an eye, 5 days have passed, and the match against the 7th universe will be held today. Where are Vados and Kampa standing? At this moment Kampa has fully recovered from his injuries. Not because of anything else, after Subai beat him up for 3 days. He finally begged for mercy. Regarding this, Subai shook his head, quite helplessly. He thought Kampa had such a hard bone. Unexpectedly, it will die after only 3 days. Chapter 18. Arrival. Meet Son Goku. If Kampa knows what Subai thinks, he will be so angry. Do you have the nerve to say it? A violent beating every 10 minutes, no one can stand it. Every time you finally heal the wound almost, you come back again. Apart from anything else, it was a violent beating. Kampa couldn't help but shed tears when she thought of her tragic experience these days. I am a dignified gods of destruction, but I am reduced to someone else's sandbag. It's really horrible. However, the food is really delicious. Thinking about how he confessed, Subai finally stopped beating himself. I also make stewed big bones for myself, I am very happy. The stewed bones are so delicious. Subai is such a nice person. It's just that Kampa didn't know that what Subai ate was bone meat and bone broth. Finally, give him the remaining bones to eat. Everyone, I've been waiting for a long time. At this moment, Subai walked over with Hit, Frost, Gabe, and Cauliflower. At the same time, I also said hello to Vados and Kampa. It's also just arrived. Vados nodded slightly as a gesture. Master Subai. Kampa directly bowed 90 degrees. There is no way, he is afraid. He was afraid that Subai would catch him again and fight him for 3 days and midnight. Cauliflower, who was on the side, was amazed when she saw Kampa like this. She hasn't forgotten how arrogant Kampa was when she first arrived a few days ago. Now, tisk. It's just a good baby. Master is so powerful, even gods of destruction can be cured. Thinking of this, Cauliflower admired Subai even more. As for Subai, he nodded his head as a greeting to Kampa. He actually tried to subdue gods of destruction and let gods of destruction be his protector. But he discovered that his position as a guardian is not effective against the gods. Then, he gave up. How long will it take from planet Sharda to the 7th universe? Subai saw that everyone was ready and asked. A few hours will do, of course, by riding the God Cube. Angel Scepter of Vados a little. A large transparent square appeared in front of everyone. Seeing this thing, Hit's eyes lit up. In the original book, he participated in the competition because of this. Seeing Hit's expression, Subai smiled. Vados, this universe cube, what will you do with me when I win the game? Of course, but... Having said that, Vados looked at Kampa in embarrassment. It's just that this is Master Kampa's property, and I don't know if Master Kampa will be willing. Do you have an opinion? Subai looked at Kampa. I have no problem, I have no problem. Kampa shook his head again and again. He has already been tamed by Subai, how dare he have any objections? Good performance, this bone is for you to eat. Subai took out a bone from the system space, and threw it to Kampa. Wow! Sauce big bone! Kampa jumped up excitedly. Afterwards, Subai looked at Hit. I'll give it to you when I get the universe cube. Heat, huh? Hit was taken aback, he didn't even think about it, there is such a good thing? Subai smiled and said nothing. After all, he is his subordinate, so he will not be stingy with the benefits he should give. Not to mention, something like universe cube is not as good as instant transmission. Thank you, Master. Hit expressed his gratitude excitedly. Okay, if it's okay, let's go. Subai looked at the universe cube, a little lost in thought. Coming soon, meet Son Goku and others from the 7th universe. These guys have accompanied him throughout his childhood. Let's go. Vados motioned for everyone to enter. Soon, everyone entered the universe cube together. Whoosh! In the blink of an eye, the universe cube burst out of the planet Sharda. Wow! It's amazing! Caulifla exclaimed. A certain boundary between the 6th universe and the 7th universe, the nameless star. A group of people have already arrived here first. Moreover, it is estimated that there are as many as 20 or 30 people in this group. Hey, Vegeta, what kind of master do you think will appear in the 6th universe? Son Goku rubbed his hands excitedly. How do I know? But it must not be underestimated. Vegeta rolled his eyes at Son Goku. It's the age of a grandfather, but he's still like a child, it's really convincing. Can you imagine an old grandpa rubbing his hands excitedly? Thinking of this, Vegeta couldn't help but take a few steps back, saying that he didn't know Son Goku. They should be strong, right? Son Goku's eyes flashed with a desire to fight. Now Son Goku is just like Wu Chi. Probably. Vegeta analyzed calmly. The two of us were in special training at the time, and Kampa clearly saw our strength. In this case, he still confidently proposed the game, which shows that he has the confidence to beat us. Makes sense. Son Goku scratched his head. By the way, Vegeta, I heard that we and the 6th universe are twin universes. Do they have Saiyan in the universe? You ask Lord Beerus, how would I know? Vegeta was helpless. Like Son Goku, he has never been to the 6th universe. Since he has never been there, how could he know that? I'm afraid Master Beerus will find me annoying. Son Goku shrank his neck. Vegeta. Then you think I won't be annoying? You two, go sign up. Piccolo came over at this moment. Stop talking for now. Oh, good. Son Goku nodded. Come on, Goku. Shishi waved from behind. Father, come on. Son Gohan also cheered from behind. We must win. Whoosh. At this time, a new universe cube appeared above the unknown star. It is Subai and others. Son Goku and Vegeta looked over upon hearing the reputation, and exchanged glances with Subai and others. It's Son Goku and Vegeta. Subai's heart moved slightly. Seeing the characters who used to appear on TV appear in front of him, he had a strange feeling. This person is extraordinary. Seeing Subai, Son Goku, who was still laughing and playing, suddenly changed his expression. His whole body became serious. There is no trace of nonsense in the eyes. Chapter 19. This person is extraordinary. Son Goku's eyes changed. He is a different person from the hippie smiling face before. His aura is unfathomable. Vegeta's expression also changed, a little dignified. 6th universe, sure enough, there are masters. Piccolo also felt a little emotional. Please take your place quickly. At this moment, Whis shouted. The contestants of the 6th universe have arrived, and the written test will start in 3 minutes. Let's go. Piccolo gestured. Hey, Kakarot, did you guys pass the written test? Vegeta asked. Don't worry, Vegeta. Son Goku patted his chest. When I was very young, I could count from 1 to 12. Vegeta? What the hell are you? I remember this. Kellen walked over leisurely. At the number 1 Budokai in the world, Son Goku counted numbers, and directly counted 14 after 11. He also said that he was 14 years old, but he was actually only 12 years old. Killing me. Vegeta. Can age be counted wrong? Soon, in the venue of the written test, Son Goku and others took their seats first, and then Subai entered the arena together with Caulifla and others. That's him. Both Son Goku and Vegeta looked at Subai warily. Hey, it's very impolite for the two of you to stare at others like that. Caulifla popped her head up and snarled. Where did the brat come from? Vegeta was about to say something, but he suddenly discovered that the other party's breath was not weak. This guy. Vegeta's pupils shrank, and after careful observation, he found out. The other contestants, everyone's aura is very scary. The weakest one turned out to be the guy who looks like Frieza. Just when Vegeta was secretly on guard, Son Goku had already walked over. Slapped directly on Subai's shoulder. Hi. Are you Saiyan? I see you have a tail. This guy. Vegeta covered his face. Kakarot, is this guy familiar? Just met, dare to go straight over. Aren't you afraid that people will do something to him? This guy is really too nervous. Kampa also looked at Son Goku sympathetically. This guy doesn't know Subai's temper. If someone pats him on the shoulder casually, he will definitely explode and beat him up violently. Alas! Kampa he sighed. He had already predicted that this reckless guy would be beaten up by Subai. But, contrary to Kampa's expectation, Subai just nodded lightly. Yes, and it's not just me, these two are Saiyan too. Subai pointed to Gabe and Caulifla. Wow, there are 3 Saiyans in your universe. Son Goku was stunned. There are not many of them universe and Saiyan. In this competition, only 2 Saiyans, he and Vegeta, can be dispatched. It's not just Saiyan, our universe, the Sharda planet is still there. Subai smiled at Vegeta. What? Hearing Subai's words, Vegeta's heart set off a huge wave. In their universe, the planet Sharda is still there? Planet Sharda, what is that? Son Goku scratched his head in confusion. Your universe, isn't Sharda planet Saiyan's planet? Gabe asked suspiciously. Our universe, the planet where Saiyan lives is called Vegeta. Son Goku said frankly. Idiot. Vegeta came over and slapped Son Goku across the face. Wow! Vegeta, why did you hit me? Son Goku held the back of his head and looked at Vegeta resentfully. Let me tell you, the first planet Saiyan lived on was Sharda, Vegeta explained. After that, we migrated to planet Vegeta. I see. Son Goku nodded half understanding. I can go. Vegeta looked at Subai eagerly, he wanted to say that he also wanted to see the planet Sharda. But before he finished speaking, Subai had already initiated the invitation. If you want, I can invite you to visit the planet Sharda. Looking at the steady Subai in front of him, Kampa suspects that he has identified the wrong person. Is this still the same Subai who beat him up every day? Thank you, if there is a chance, I will go to planet Sharda. Vegeta glanced at Subai gratefully. Although I am very grateful for your kindness, don't expect me to let water in the game. Naturally. Subai also nodded. You just have to make a move. Can I go too? Son Goku poked his head over from the side. Didn't I just say that? I invite all of you. Subai smiled. As long as you want to come, our planet Sharda will always welcome you. Kampa. When did Subai become so easy to talk to? This must be a fake Subai, right? Even, Kampa rubbed his eyes in disbelief. This guy, is it really Subai? He didn't know that Son Goku and Vegeta really accompanied him throughout his childhood. Dragon Ball, grew up with him. Seeing these two people now, although there is no reaction on the surface, there is a kind of intimacy in my heart. Hey, are you a frozen demon? At this moment, Piccolo walked up to Frost. Yes. Frost put one hand in front of him, quite polite. Is it so polite? Piccolo was stunned. Compared with Frieza in our universe, isn't it too different? Are you the overlord of your universe? Piccolo wondered. Our universe has no overlord. Frost shook his head. In our universe, everyone lives in peace, and I am also fighting for peace in the universe. Fortunately, I have also won several Universe Peace Prizes. Frost's words are not false. Maybe he was a hypocrite before, but after being conquered by Subai, he is really doing good things. Universe Peace Prize. Piccolo's eyes widened, as if he had heard something incredible. This guy who looks like a brother to Frisia is a universe hero? What kind of international joke is that? What's wrong? Frost looked at Piccolo puzzled. Is it necessary to be so shocked? Chapter 20. Nothing. Piccolo wiped sweat from his brow. Really good. The Saiyan of the 6th universe is also a kind race, right? At this time, Vegeta's voice came. Are the Saiyans of your universe also a fighting nation? Will you invade other planets? We are a fighting nation, but we Saiyan in the universe love peace and never invade other people, Gabe explained. Under the leadership of our King Saiyan, we have also set up a special guard team. Used to maintain the peace of the universe. That's it. Vegeta was a little emotional. It seems that although they are twin universes, there are still some subtle differences. Piccolo, who overheard the news, was a little skeptical about his life. Really? Both Frisia and Saiyan have become good people? Am I dreaming? Please be quiet, contestants, the test papers will be distributed soon. Whis took out a loudspeaker at this time. Everyone, please get ready. Hearing what Whis said, everyone took their seats one after another, getting ready for the written test. Son Goku and Vegeta sit relatively close. Hey, Vegeta, is that Saiyan a girl? Son Goku whispered, then pointed to Caulifla. What's wrong? Vegeta frowned. Why can't this guy tell the difference between men and women? If Vegeta knew, Son Goku's method of distinguishing gender when he was a child was to do it directly. Moreover, his wife Bulma has also been severely injured, and her face is probably going to be green. It's nothing, I was a little surprised when I saw Saiyan for the first time. Son Goku said. Indeed, there are not many female Saiyans who can fight. Vegeta nodded. Most of the female Saiyans are engaged in logistics on the Saiyan planet, not combatants. Having said that, Vegeta couldn't help but take a second look. Ahem. At this moment, Whis and Vados came over with the test papers. Next, distribute the test papers to everyone, basic questions that anyone with a little brain can answer. Hearing this, Son Goku and Vegeta stopped communicating much. Soon, test papers were distributed to everyone. Subai looked at the test paper, the first question. Mr. Polo Polo ran to the store, bought 13 Carocos, and met 3 friends on the way home. If each person gives 2, how many Colocos does Mr. Polo Polo have left? This is a simple arithmetic problem, and the answer can be obtained by subtracting 6 from 13. Quite a simple arithmetic problem. Subai nodded, then glanced at Son Goku. I found him stretching his fingers, counting something non-stop. Hey, there are not enough fingers. Son Goku complained. Subai. As expected of you. Afterwards, Subai ignored it and concentrated on answering the questions. Soon, he handed in the paper. After a while, everyone handed in the papers. The 6th universe is all qualified. As for the 7th universe, contestants Son Goku, Vegeta, Bu, Piccolo, Monica. Only Bu failed the exam and even wrote his own name wrong. Bu, what's wrong with you? Vegeta and Piccolo looked at Bu angrily. It is obviously such an important battle, and there is one less person on my side. How can this be done? Vegeta, didn't you say you want a written test? Son Goku walked over dissatisfied. Look, I was almost eliminated. Son Goku took out the test paper and just passed it. Vegeta. How can you pay back yourself? He just didn't want to fight that kind of monster without IQ. Kampa is secretly happy. Haha, there is one less person in your universe. Now it's 5 against 4. Beerus is also angry, what happened to this Bu fell to the ground. Only Subai came over and said. Let Bu compete, 5 against 5, you don't mind. When Beerus heard this, his brows were filled with joy. How could he mind that someone on the other side voluntarily gave up his advantage? Haha, brother, you have a big picture. Beerus laughed happily. Okay. We definitely have no objections. 5 against 5, it should be 5 against 5. Just don't know, Kampa. After speaking, Beerus looked to Kampa. Although the opponent's players are willing to give up the advantage, the rules still depend on gods of destruction. If Kampa disagrees, he, Beerus, can only follow the rules. Kampa. What do you see me doing? Look at me like this, I'm under a lot of pressure. Under Subai's gaze, Kampa shrank his neck. Just 5 against 5, according to Subai's proposal, I have no objection. Yo! Kampa, you don't even take advantage of it. Beerus clicked his tongue, as if he just knew Kampa. Kampa. I am afraid of being beaten. In the end, after friendly negotiation, all members of the 7th universe played. Son Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Buu, Monica. Then, please decide the order of appearance. Whis coughed lightly. After a while. The order of the 6th universe is Frost, Gabe, Caulifla, Hit, and Subai. The 7th universe, because of the addition of Buu, is also different from the order in the original book. Piccolo, Vegeta, Buu, Son Goku, Monica. Subai rubbed his chin. When he read the original book, he regretted that Buu didn't appear. Now, finally, we can see Buu's performance in the ring. Next, it's time for the angels. The arena, players' seats and spectators' seats were quickly built under the actions of the 2 angels. After the arena was built, the host also came out. Then, welcome everyone to the Budo tournament held by the 1st, 6th, and 7th universes. Of course, it may also be the last session. After finishing speaking, the host looked around for a while, and after finding that no one responded, he realized that his joke was not funny. Ahem, then, let's invite contestants from both sides to come on stage. The host growled. The auditorium of the 6th universe. Frost, you didn't keep playing with your gadgets, did you? Subai glanced at Frost. Master, don't worry. After following Master, I despise my former self. Frost raised his right hand. Chapter 21. Master, look, I have already thrown away those poisonous needles. Frost pointed to his arm, indicating that he was no longer using it. Very well, go ahead and fight for victory. Subai nodded. The current Frost is, after all, his subordinate. If you continue to engage in some nasty tricks and get exposed, then you will be throwing him away. In order to prevent accidents, Subai will only confirm it when he goes on stage. Yes. Master, I will win. Frost nodded and rushed to the ring. At this time, Subai glanced at the 7th universe. People he knew were also there: Kling, Shishi, Bulma, Son Gohan, Son Goten, Trunks. There are also Jacques, the Galaxy King, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Wait, it feels like something is missing. Subai frowned slightly. Taking a closer look, I found that the number 18 was missing. Didn't come on the 18th. Subai then forgot about it. Although this is a bit different from the original, he doesn't care now. Afterwards, Subai turned his attention to the ring. Frost and Piccolo just stepped into the ring. Hey, that guy! Everyone in the 7th universe was amazed and looked at Frost cautiously. No way, this face brought them too much fear. Hello friends! Welcome to watch my game. As if aware of the strange gaze from the 7th universe, Frost bowed deeply towards that side. This time, it really shocked everyone's eyes. Frisia of the 6th universe, are you so polite? Piccolo, who was standing opposite, was also a little emotional. This guy is a good guy. Then, allow me to introduce you. Player Frost. The host walked over slowly. Frost player. Liberated 691 planets in the 6th universe. I have fought against the universe thieves many times. I have made great contributions to maintaining the peace of the universe. Won the Universe Peace Prize twice. Is the superhero of the 6th universe. His. Hearing Frost's background, everyone was in awe. He turned out to be the hero who protects the universe. I didn't expect you to be so good. Piccolo was also amazed. Thanks to the master for teaching me. Frost bowed slightly. Owner? Hearing this word, Piccolo was slightly amazed. Who is the master behind Frost? It felt amazing. Okay, everyone. The host took a deep breath. The competition officially begins. Boom. Beerus and Kampa strike the gong. Please advise. Frost bowed slightly, very polite. So polite that Piccolo was a little embarrassed. Ahem, then I'll be impolite. Piccolo said tentatively. You're welcome. Frost nodded. That's good. Piccolo took a deep breath, and instantly a white breath burst out. By the way, will you transform? Huh? How do you know? Frost was taken aback. He's still in his prime form now, but what he doesn't understand is how Piccolo knows he's going to transform. In our universe, there are also races like yours. Piccolo explained. He will transform several times, so I will ask you. I will, but after I transform, I'm too powerful, I'm afraid I won't be able to control it. Frost nodded. Let's transform. Piccolo clenched his fists and put on a fighting stance. Although in our universe, I am the weakest one, but I am also very strong. If you don't transform, I'm afraid you won't have a chance. Okay. Frost nodded. Subai also taught him how to use breath. He also felt that Piccolo's aura is so strong that if he uses the initial form, he really can't win. Please be careful, my power will be very strong after transformation. Before transforming, Frost did not forget to remind. Boom. After that, the purple arrogance soared, and Frost, who was more than 2 meters tall, stepped out. This transformation is also the second form of Frisia. Over there in the auditorium. What a strong breath! Son Goku said with emotion. This breath is stronger than the final form of Frisia 10 years ago. Vegeta was also a little moved. Although it is nothing now, but putting it first, it is the universe overlord level. It's just the second form, it's so strong, I don't know what will happen when he breaks out in the last form. Seeing such a powerful Frost, Son Goku rubbed his hands were itchy. Vegeta was struggling with another point. How did this guy practice? He's even better than the previous Frisia. When the two were discussing, they didn't know that they were in the audience. Kellen was clutching his chest with an ugly expression. This form brings back bad memories for me. 6th universe over there. Huh? Frost's second form seems to have weakened. Caulifla scratched her head. Yeah, his breath has become much weaker. Gabe also commented. As for Hit, he had only just cultivated breath, so he didn't comment much. That's because I removed his guardian bit. Subai rested his chin. After losing the Dharma protector, his power will be reduced a bit. That's why, he's not as strong as before. Oh, that's it. Caulifla and Gabe were stunned. After finding out the truth, Caulifla rubbed her hands and looked at Subai. Well, hey, Master, when will you give me a guardian seat? Subai? What do you want the protector to do? Subai pondered. I want to become stronger. I want to see if I can break through to a stronger realm. Caulifla didn't hide it. Upon hearing Caulifla's request, Subai's face turned black. You girl, is my guardian position just for you to become stronger? Chapter 22. What is the origin of this Saiyan? Hey! Caulifla scratched her head, but said nothing. If you don't give it, then don't give it, watch the game. Let's watch the game. Subai also looked at the game. As for Kampa, instead of watching the game, he watched Subai show his teeth, because seeing Subai gave him a headache. It's not a fake headache, it's a real headache, the kind of pain with a long bag. Phase 2. Piccolo bared his teeth. Are you underestimating yourself? Unexpectedly, they have not changed completely. However, through the breath, he can also feel the opponent's second stage. Can we go to war? Frost asked. Come on. Piccolo nodded. Whoosh. In an instant, Piccolo directly extended his arms and rushed towards Frost. But Frost seemed to have been on guard for a long time, and avoided it with a dodge. I have a friend who is also from Namek, so I know all these methods. After saying this, Frost went directly to Piccolo. Chi! Piccolo looked at the oncoming Frost, and Piccolo hurriedly put his arm in front of him. Boom! With one punch, Frost knocked Piccolo back several steps. 7th universe, Son Goku looked solemnly. Sure enough, Frost is better than Piccolo. This must have been through hard training. Vegeta also agreed. You know, the current Piccolo is not much different from Cell. The first characters are so strong, I really don't know how many monsters there are in the 6th universe. After saying this, both of them looked in the direction of the 6th universe, especially Subai, and they all looked solemnly. This guy puts the most pressure on them. Uncle Piccolo. The audience, watching Piccolo fall below, Son Gohan couldn't help but get nervous. 6th universe here. It's okay. Subai nodded. If it was the former Frost, even if he could beat Piccolo, it would not be so clean. However, as his subordinate, Subai's frequent teaching also made Frost a lot stronger. Well played. Frost, win the first round for me. Caulifla waved excitedly. Come on. Gabe was also cheering on Frost. Only Hit sat there silently, he still prefers to be quiet. In the arena. Wow. Frost completely suppressed Piccolo. The host howled. Boom. Another punch and Frost knocks Piccolo back. Seeing the rather embarrassed Piccolo, Frost stopped. Can you continue to fight? Do you want to admit defeat? You're so polite, man. Piccolo reached for his hat. No, I haven't tried my best yet. Having said this, Piccolo threw his cape and hat to the ground. Boom. The clothes fell to the ground and made a loud noise. Hi. A look of surprise flashed in Frost's eyes. Before, you fought me with weights all the time. The second round, that's when it starts. Piccolo squeezed his fist, then his neck. Oh. There's a flip. The host shouted excitedly. Piccolo player, he has been carrying weights. 6th universe here. Wow, this Piccolo looks very powerful. Caulifla opened her eyes wide. He has been wearing so many heavy objects. It's really unusual. Gabe agreed. Being able to fight with such a heavy item all the time, you can imagine how hard it is for Piccolo. As for Subai, he knew about it a long time ago and was not surprised at all. In the arena. Frost, if I beat you, can you tell me one thing? Piccolo stretches his muscles. You say. Frost nodded. I want to know, who is your master? Is he strong? Did he compete today? Piccolo was curious. I can tell you right now. Frost pondered. My master is the strongest person in the 6th universe, the undisputed number 1. And he is sitting over there, watching the battle. After finishing speaking, Frost gestured to Subai with his eyes. It turned out to be him. Glancing at Subai, Piccolo was secretly startled. He and Son Goku noticed it before, this unfathomable Saiyan. Unexpectedly, he is the owner of Frost. At the same time, he also noticed Frost's title, the strongest 6th universe. The strongest in the 6th universe. Piccolo took a deep breath, he felt that there was going to be a hard fight on his side. Are you friends with Saiyan over there? Frost continued. I can also tell you by the way, my master is our universe, the king of the Saiyan clan. My strength is nothing compared to his. The king of the Saiyan clan. Hearing this, Piccolo couldn't help but look at Subai again. Why is this Saiyan so famous? Seeing the deep worship in Frost's eyes, Piccolo knew that Frost was not lying. What kind of existence is this Saiyan? Piccolo couldn't help but sigh. Then, he shook his head again, it seems that it has nothing to do with him. After all, the final battle still depends on Vegeta and Lao Sun. Well, once the thoughts return, Piccolo strikes a pose. Frost, I'm going to attack. Chapter 23. Frost, I'm going to attack. Perhaps it was Frost's politeness that made Piccolo follow suit. Before attacking, there was a special reminder. Come on. Frost signaled Piccolo to attack. Whoosh. Immediately after speaking, Piccolo rushed directly in front of Frost. Speed up so fast. Frost was surprised in the second stage. 6th universe's bench. Wow, this Piccolo became so strong after dropping the weight. Caulifla's eyes widened. Frost wants to defeat Piccolo and transform into the final stage. Subai pondered. Although Frost is much stronger than in the original book, Piccolo is not weak either. It is comparable to Cell's Piccolo, and it can even be said to be slightly stronger than Cell. In this way, it is impossible for Frost to win without transforming into the final form. However, can a few loads really improve so much? Caulifla was puzzled. Actually, wearing a weight-bearing Piccolo can crush the second stage Frost with full force. Subai explained. It's just that Piccolo didn't take it seriously at the beginning, and with these loads, he fell into a disadvantage. The current Piccolo, seriously adding and throwing away the weight, is equivalent to raising 2 levels, understand? This Piccolo is quite well hidden. Caulifla widened her eyes. He is a smart man, he knows to keep more cards in everything. Subai smiled. Look, by surprise, didn't you hit Frost right? If Frost was weaker, he might not be able to react, and he would be kicked out of the ring before he transformed. He could tell that Piccolo had a plan, and wanted to take advantage of Frost's negligence and make a sudden attack with all his strength to knock him out of the ring. If Frost is the strength in the original book, Piccolo might really succeed. It's a pity that after practicing with Subai, Frost became much stronger. Although the second stage is still not as good as Piccolo, it is not so embarrassing. Wow, so insidious. Caulifla scratched her head. For the group arena, you should pay more attention, don't be careless. Subai shook his head and didn't say anything. The 7th universe player seat. Okay. Come on Piccolo. Frost is suppressed. Son Goku stood up and kept cheering Piccolo. Frost hasn't transformed yet, so Piccolo shouldn't underestimate the enemy, right? Vegeta pondered. Don't worry, Piccolo won't be careless. Son Goku motioned Vegeta to feel relieved. Vegeta. When you say that, I just remembered that Piccolo was carelessly killed by Dapra. Is this guy really okay? On the auditorium side, Son Gohan also clenched his fists. Come on, Uncle Piccolo. In the ring. Boom. Piccolo seized the opportunity, hit a knee, and directly knocked Frost out. Wow. Player Piccolo broke out suddenly. Frost fell into a complete passive. The referee explained excitedly. Is the result of the first game coming out? But Piccolo was not careless in the slightest. After knocking Frost into the air, he followed immediately. He will not give the enemy a chance to breathe. Boom. Piccolo's hit was single-handedly blocked by Frost. The smoke dissipated, and Frost had transformed into the 3rd form. Chi, is it still transformed? Piccolo spat. He wanted to keep putting pressure on the opponent so that he would not have time to transform and eliminate him directly. As a result, it still failed. Oh! Appeared Frost's assault form. The referee was excited. Let me explain to the audience. As a universe hero, Frost always uses this form to fight at the forefront. I have been assaulting at the forefront, so it is called the assault form. 7th Universe Auditorium. Assault form, universe hero. Kellen scratched his head. Frieza from the 6th universe, what a nice guy. I hope Uncle Piccolo can win. Son Gohan continued with emotion. Clint? Why are you thinking about your Uncle Piccolo? 6th universe player seat. Frost's assault form. Caulifla's eyes lit up. Using this form, it should be possible to suppress that Piccolo, right? Whether you can stop for a while depends on you talking. Gabe felt helpless. Caulifla is such a talker. What? Do you have any objection to what I said? Caulifla glared at Gabe. No problem. Subai smiled. It's rare to come out to play once. It's good to dial a little bit alive. Look, Master has no objections, what are you talking about? Caulifla made a grimace. Gabe. Forget it, I don't care about children. I estimate that Frost is almost the same as Piccolo after transforming into the 3rd form. Subai calculates. Or, maybe a little stronger, or a little weaker. In short, without transforming into the final form, it is difficult to tell the winner. That's right. Caulifla nodded. It's really boring, why don't you just transform into the golden form, and let the opponent be eliminated? He can't change now. Subai shook his head. After removing the guardian bit, Frost's ability dropped across the board. Among them, there is the transformation of the golden form. In the arena. Boom. Frost punched Piccolo back and charged after him. Chapter 24. In a blink. Frost went from being pinned by Piccolo to pinning Piccolo. Wow! Player Frost is really extraordinary after using the assault form. The host continued to explain excitedly. The Piccolo player is in danger. Is the outcome in suspense again? Chi. Piccolo, who was knocked into the air, spat, and then blinked. In an instant, countless clones appeared. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. In an instant, the entire arena was filled with Piccolo's avatar. Clone. Frost stopped without panicking. Frost, find me, or you will lose. Countless Piccolos said in unison. Then, Piccolo slowly placed his hand on his forehead. The magic penetrating light kills the cannon, charge up. Oh! According to our investigation beforehand, this trick is the Piccolo player's trick. The host quickly explained. The longer the power is stored, the greater the power. Did you find you? Frost suddenly smiled. I saw him slowly closing his eyes, and all the energy in his body was mobilized. It's here. In an instant, Frost appeared in front of Piccolo. What? Piccolo was startled, never expecting that Frost found his real body instantly. Boom! Frost raised his leg and directly interrupted Piccolo's forward swing. How is it possible? There are so many people, you just spotted me. Piccolo's eyes widened. Because I feel angry. Frost explained. Don't you people from the 7th universe? That's right, this is our master's unique skill. Let me tell you, a clone has no energy. It seems that you have cloned a lot of people. However, in my induction, only the main body is alive, so I can lock you instantly. The 7th universe player seat. Hey, did he just say he was angry? Son Goku's eyes widened. Will the contestants of the 6th universe also use chi? Vegeta was also stunned. Isn't this exclusive to their 7th universe? Did you hear that? He said he was taught by his master. Son Goku's expression was serious. His master, what is it that fell to the ground? I don't know, I think it's time to ask. Vegeta pondered. The players in the 6th universe can detect chi, which undoubtedly surprised Son Goku and others. 6th universe player seat. Good job. Caulifla jumped up excitedly. Defeated the opponent's spellcasting with one blow. It's you, Frost. Subai pondered. He remembered that in the original book, when Frost faced Piccolo's fake body, he directly induced energy. Then the ring exploded, forcing Piccolo out. Now Frost used chi directly to find Piccolo. This guy can be regarded as a practical application. Subai nodded, quite satisfied. Looks like he does have a good chance of beating Piccolo. In the arena. You can use your breath. Piccolo took a deep breath. Frost can sense chi, which is beyond Piccolo's expectation. It's also thanks to my master. Frost said respectfully. I wonder what kind of monster your master is. Piccolo bared his teeth. If you can beat all of us, maybe you will be lucky enough to see it. Frost said truthfully. But I feel that you can defeat Hit at most, and it is impossible to go further. Really? Piccolo took a deep breath. Then I have to work harder to defeat you and let you reduce your staff more. In this way, there is a chance to see your master make a move. It's not that easy to defeat me. Frost shook his head. Piccolo was silent and didn't say much. Because he knew that Frost had another transformation. It is indeed difficult to defeat Frost. But he will not give up easily. Here I am, Mr. Piccolo. After the chat, Frost assumed a fighting posture. Okay. Piccolo replied. Whoosh. The two disappeared in place at the same time. Bang bang bang. Clap clap. The two fought fiercely in the arena. Be careful. Mr. Piccolo. Frost pops up behind Piccolo and an elbow is about to hit Piccolo in the back of the neck. But. Whoosh, Piccolo disappeared in place just as Frost was about to hit him. Who is that? Frost was startled. Magic penetration light killing cannon. In the distance, directly in front of Frost, Piccolo directly threw the magic light cannon. The magic gun cannon can be divided into two types, instant shooting and charging. There is no doubt that the charged magic gun is stronger. However, the second shot magic gun is not weak. Whoosh! The magic gun directly charged towards Frost. Then use moves to decide the winner. Frost pointed out with one hand, and then charged. Death Ray! Whoosh! A red ray shoots out of Frost's hand. Boom! When the two energies came into contact in the air, they immediately became deadlocked. 6th Universe's bench. Oh! Tabo! Seeing this, Subai was a little surprised. Kamehameha and Ultimate Flash can fight against each other, he is not surprised, this is a powerful and heavy move. As for the Death Ray and the Magic Penetrating Light Killing Cannon, they are both very penetrating moves. I didn't expect that they could be able to attack waves like this. However, Frost's assault form is really not as good as Piccolo. Subai could see clearly that Frost was clearly at a disadvantage in the confrontation. Piccolo's moves are gradually devouring Frost's death beam. Come on! Frost, suppress him! Caulifla looked anxiously. Chapter 25. 7th Universe, in the auditorium, they are also cheering for Piccolo. To be honest, I can't bear it anymore. Bulma sighed from the side. I really want to cheer for Frost. Hey, Bulma, are you from there? Kellen looked at Bulma resentfully. Ah, haha, I just said it casually, this guy is really too polite. On the ring, the host hid on the edge of the ring, still dedicated to explaining. Ah! Frost and Piccolo, the two are fighting each other with moves. It can be seen that the Piccolo player is currently dominant. Contestant Frost is in crisis. Piccolo in the fight of moves does not dare to be careless. Even, everyone in the 7th universe has serious expressions. None of them dare to be careless. Because they all know that Frost still hides a transformation. Frost! Piccolo pushed hard. Boom! The Motong light killing cannon charged again. Suppress the death beam in front of Frost. If you don't go all out, you won't have a chance. This victory. I want to accept it. 7th Universe, Beerus looked excitedly. Haha, Kampa, you are going to lose this round. Damn it, Beerus. Don't be complacent. Kampa glared at Beerus. The two of them, as gods of destruction, can see that the outcome of this match is the outcome of the entire match. Piccolo wins against waves, Piccolo wins. When Frost wins against waves, Frost wins. Seeing Frost being constantly suppressed in the ring, Kampa gritted his teeth. Bastard Frost, break out for me, you are Subai's subordinate. It's impossible to have no cards, right? In the arena. Mr. Piccolo, since you said so, I will do my best. Frost took a deep breath. Looking at the energy beam that had been pressed in front of him, Frost roared. I don't want to transform into the last form, because it's too strong, I won't be able to control it, and I will hurt you if I'm not careful. But in order to win, in order not to embarrass the master. So, be careful. Boom. In an instant, Frost's body shape changed again. Final form. Frost was born. Moment. The energy beam that was suppressed in front of Frost exploded. At a speed visible to the naked eye, it pushed back to Piccolo. The spectator seats of the 6th universe. Okay. Frost, I knew you could do it. Caulifla was the most excited. Give me a win. Kampa also glanced at Beerus proudly. Beerus. You are arrogant. You continue to be arrogant. Look now, who has the advantage? Beerus cast a gloomy look at Son Goku. Hey, Gokong, does Piccolo have any whole cards? You won't just lose like this. I don't know. Son Goku scratched his head. Beerus. It's okay if you don't know. In the ring. After Frost broke out with all his strength. Piccolo was completely at a disadvantage in the opposing wave. The energy beams were suppressed in front of him. Damn it! Piccolo put his left hand on his right, urging the magic gun with all his strength to kill the cannon. Uncle Piccolo, come on! Under the ring, Son Gohan looked at the passive Piccolo and couldn't help shouting. Gohan! Hearing Son Gohan's cheering voice, Piccolo also gritted his teeth and increased his strength by a line. It's useless. Frost snorted. Mr. Piccolo, I have won this battle. Frost raised his spirit instantly, and the death beam doubled, rushing towards Piccolo with a devastating force. Oops! Piccolo only had time to growl before being swallowed by the death beam in an instant. Uncle Piccolo! Son Gohan saw that Piccolo was hit, and couldn't help but want to rush to the ring. Don't mess around, Gohan! Kellen grabbed Son Gohan. Piccolo's breath is still there, sense carefully. Piccolo is still alive. Hi! Son Gohan was taken aback for a moment, and after careful sensing, he found that he could indeed feel Piccolo's breath. You boy, all you know is worrying about Piccolo. Krillin rolled his eyes at Son Gohan. Hey hey! Son Gohan scratched his head. In the arena, an explosion caused smoke all over the sky. I didn't kill myself. Frost stood where he was, looking towards the smoke. In the group arena, killing people is a foul, right? According to my estimation, this move can at most just make you incapacitated. You admit defeat, Piccolo, there is no point in fighting any further. As the smoke cleared, Piccolo clutched his injured arm, gasping for breath. Seeing this scene, Frost was a little shocked. Because he aimed at Piccolo's body, logically after the blow, he should fall to the ground and be incapacitated. You avoided it. Frost couldn't believe it. That's right, at the critical moment, Piccolo shifted his body so that Frost only hit his arm. At the same time, coupled with Frost's mercy, in fact, his injury was not serious. Even if Frost didn't show mercy, he was just blown off with one arm. With his own strength, Piccolo avoided the vital point, so he hasn't lost yet. Frost! Piccolo grabbed his injured arm and tore it off. That hit just now wasn't enough for me to admit defeat. Swish! A new arm grows and Piccolo is back to normal. Will the Namek people of the 7th universe be reborn with severed limbs? Frost bared his teeth.